That's fucking teamwork.
Oh, I forgot to move the song thingy off in the corner because I am a dumb idiot.
What thingy?
Oh, it's on the screen. I fixed it.
Oh.
So, friends, hello. We're gonna try.
I don't know if you can see my hand, but
I can definitely see most of you, just not the face part.
Okay.
We're gonna try something new and exciting. New solution to the camera. You can't see us right now, but that's okay because the camera is not going to be sitting
That's fucking
right there.
teamwork.
There's a sub.
Look at that. New sub. Let me look. I can't see. Look at that. Shenroy 0980 29 months in a row.
Is
this
something up with the mic?
Yeah, it's a piece of shit because it's on fucking kick people up from halfway across the room mode.
Ah.
So here's the plan. It should be as bad as it always is in Warhammer. It shouldn't be anything different about that. It's the same as it's always been. It's just, if you haven't been to Warhammer seen before, the mic is shit. Because this is not a mic that is fantastic at picking up a large room.
Don't worry. If I've got a spare couple $100 laying around one day, I'll just mail him a couple of wireless mics.
I will get wireless mics eventually. I'm not able to, I can fiddle it a little bit, but all I can really do is make it quieter. This is just 40K streams. Welcome to 40K streams. I only have the one microphone right now. I can do a tiny bit with the mic. I can turn this fucking up. I can flip that. I can set that there, like so, and that might be like slightly better. It's pretty much just quieter, but I mean, if that quieter is better. What is Jackson doing that silly? Playing some Warhammer, my friend. Playing some goddamn Warhammer. So, if quieter is better, I can make it slightly quieter. That's about all I got though.
What do you guys think of the mic?
That's pretty much it for the tricks in the bag for the mic fixing. It's just turn it down, and I can boost it a little bit in OBS, and that might be slightly better, but it's still gonna be the same. It's still gonna be boosted. It's just gonna be actually boosted.
There's no Joe stars. This is Derp stars. You see all the not painted yet retards because I had to reassemble my entire army.
Yeah, we're in pen anyway.
The was bomb was.
Oh yeah, you had like other pen. That's
painful.
I don't know if that's better or worse than what it was previously. I can do it a little
Joe has
bit
not
more.
painted his shit yet.
Okay. I don't know if that's any degree of better. Is that any degree of better? The Warhammer 40K mic sucks. That's just life. Current life, Warhammer 40K is a good microphone. I don't have wireless mics. The terrain is so oddly not all foam. I have been spending some time building. I haven't painted an EV yet, obviously, because I've just been trying to get it together as step one. Some semblance of actual terrain that, when painted, may actually look like something. And not a single person is saying anything about the audio.
Yep.
So thanks to this is going to be utterly unhelpful. I'm just going to go ahead and say that it's okay right now. So that's, I mean, all I can do from there is turn it back to where it was. I mean, I can go from A to B.
I mean, I'd say this is fine since someone's complaining.
Yeah, no one's saying anything, so it can't possibly be that bad. Literally not a single person will say anything about the audio. So I have to assume this is good enough.
Yeah, they're saying it's good enough, that's fine. So
here's the plan. If you're wondering why we have such a weird-ass angle on the battlefield right now, it's because this is not going to be the angle on the battlefield. The plan is we are going to delve into terrifying and unknown regions. That thing the web camera does that I hate so much, we are now going to rely on. Because this is a face cam. It's a webcam meant to be hooked up to a PC several inches from your face at approximately this distance. And when we use it like so, you can get a much better... Why a Nerf gun?
He wants to see a Nerf gun.
Okay. You can get a much better general view of the battlefield and what is going on. And since I don't have any lights behind this, you can also get a beautiful view of my shadow holding a Logitech webcam. So, we can go over what we have. You'll be able to see the table a lot more cleanly. There's still the upper angle, so you'll be able to see the just overall view of what's going on in the battlefield. And here's the super fun part. Well, you're just pointing at nothing, Squiddish. What is this? This is literally just a corner. How cool would it be to actually see us fucking roll dice this time? Instead of just we throw some small colored squares and then say a bunch of numbers, which are apparently either good or bad. I figure being able to see the dice is probably the biggest and most helpful change I could possibly make to a Warhammer 40k stream right now. Other than, of course, wireless microphones, because, well, shit-ass audio.
Yeah. So, to answer some of the questions for you guys, yeah, that was a Nerf gun. Yes, these are Orks. Yes, that's a plane. It's specifically a Burn-A-Bomber. It's going to drop some Burn-A-Bombs on his boys over there.
It's going to die before it goes anyway.
Hopefully, for him. What else did we have? Yeah, the audio is as good as it's going to be, just because mic setup.
Yeah, it's not fantastic.
Top of this, but we're making it work. Somebody's getting hard from the table. So,
green.
Yeah,
it's green.
It's
nice.
green. There's boys.
Everything is not boxes. In fact, you will notice we have not a single sad box here on this table to be terrain. We still have the sad little corner of foam because I don't have quite enough yet. It's still a work in progress. But you can actually see over here, I've just been going full fucking retard on this shit, trying to make actual terrain for us to use. And here, under the Nerf gun, for the beautiful phase 2 of that process that we'll get to eventually. But for now, this is the best we got. This is currently the best we got. And I guess I'm going to panel the Admech a whole lot because A, they're mine and they're cool, and B, it's way harder to do it backwards of myself to look at the Orks because I have no idea if I'm actually pointing.
Well, I can probably do that pretty well.
I mean, I can do that in actually. I can still look at OBS. I can see OBS from here.
Oh, yeah.
Yes!
That actually works out.
That's perfect. And as long as we fight on this general half of the table over here, I can absolutely see OBS. Now, of course, the obvious flaw with this is I have the hand steadiness of a 90-year-old Alzheimer's patient. So, hopefully this will not give you crippling motion sickness from trying to watch this shaky-ass camera the entire time.
And
So,
also, I've got this
I
one.
can brace myself slightly better.
I've got this one unit right here that I'm supplementing
That's a Necron.
because I don't have a weird boy, but I kind of
The
need a weird
Necron's,
boy.
I mean, he is a weird boy. He's a Necron
Yeah.
in the middle of a horde of orcs.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to
counts.
contest the fact that that guy is weird. But everything else is pretty much exactly as it looks. And for those of you that have any clue about Warhammer 40k, we will go over the models real quick. We got the armies here. And for those of you who do not know anything about Warhammer 40k, we will go over the models in the army real quick here.
Yep.
And give a very slight overview of what they do. Attentive members that know anything might notice Dragoons happened. So I haven't based them or even spray coded them or anything. I literally just threw them together as fast as I could because I wanted to play with them.
They want a third cam for the dice. Yeah.
The dice.
we will.
I don't need to be pointed cinematically at the table and also at the dice at the same time.
Yeah.
So we can just do one or the other.
I'll make sure Squid eventually has a dice cam.
I don't know that my computer can take 3 cameras. Because my computer, it's not like it's overtaxing or anything, but it turns out, I don't know if any of you ever tried this
Cinder
before.
wants to see Jack Black. So, hey.
Your PC gets super upset. I have no idea if that pointed at you or not. I'm just making sure.
Might have been.
It turns out that when you hook up 2 absolutely identical webcams, I don't know if you can see each webcam on the other webcam. When you hook up 2 absolutely identical webcams to the same PC, your PC gets very, very angry and confused because it can't tell the difference between the 2 of them.
I'm Discount Jack Black.
I literally don't say it enough. But I mean, yeah, everyone's obviously, yeah, Zinder, that looks nothing like Jack Black.
I agree.
I'm with Zinder on this one. But I mean, you guys do you. So, let's start. I'm going to start with my army, because my army's cool.
Well,
so,
we gotta roll the dice.
I mean, we're just going to go over them first. Then we'll roll the dice.
Yeah, okay.
First. And he did finish it. We did deployment off stream, obviously, because that, I think, would be really... It's kind of difficult and obnoxious to do.
It was like 30
Also
minutes
on
of us
stream.
looking at the board.
Yeah, and just figuring out what the fuck we're doing. So obviously deployment is already done, but we haven't rolled to see who goes first yet. So we're going to start with the roll off and then the glorious seizing of initiative. But first of all, over here in this corner is this little idiot. Now most of you that have seen the other previous Warhammer streams will recognize as the Under Dragoon Crawler. For those of you who know nothing about Warhammer, this is a big-ass fucking laser that will pretty much kill literally anything I pointed at. It's actually an incredibly straightforward implement. You point the Under Dragoon Crawler at something, and it dies. That's a very simple exchange. Now, let's get these guys for the moment. Over here, if you were around for the birthday stream, you will have seen a relatively large amount of donations about Dragoons. If you don't know anything about Warhammer 40k, this is Dragoons. I don't know if you can see it closely enough, but it is pretty much a dude in a gimp suit attached to a weird, I don't know if that's better or worse, attached to a weird chicken robot thing, and his buddy just kind of riding on him, and it's not gay at all. Just don't worry about it. But these dudes, now,
Yeah, chicken walkers.
in a strange turn of events for the Adeptus Mechanicus, are a melee unit. You saw the previous couple streams, that is right. I have a melee unit. I have a unit that can walk up to people and punch them and do something. This is strange and foreign to me, and I'm not sure how to accept it. But these are basically chocobo riding lance monkeys who will just charge at people, except the lances are giant kettle prots. They are equally great at killing hordes of people and killing gigantic people. Like, I don't know about this big ass robot. It's a pretty beefy robot, but pretty much all the rest is just assorted crap over here. These, the fan favorite Castellan robots, and pretty much single-handedly the reason Joe does not want to play Warhammer with me anymore. Because all these are going to do is stand there, never move, and roll approximately 36 dice into the enemy's face every single shooting phase with their glorious 36-inch range Death Blaster 9000s. Now, they're not going to be as bad this time because there was no Belisarius call here. I'm not running Mars. Non-Warhammer guys, I'm not doing it right, but it's because I want to try something different, and I also don't want to blow literally all of his orcs off the table turn one. So, they're going to be markedly less effective than they normally are, because they don't have access to the ability to reroll all misses. They only reroll ones, which is going to drop their accuracy by a pretty hefty chunk. My only substitution,
XD.
this guy is a cybernetic data smith. I'm running him as a tech priest engine seer. He doesn't do anything. He's just the legally obligated overseer that kind of has to come hang out with the army, and as a bonus, I guess he can repair some people or whatever. He's pretty much the team cheerleader. He's literally incapable of doing anything. Spread all throughout the front line here, across the way and down past the other Sidonian Dragoons, we have the Skitari Vanguard. A bunch of chumps who are dramatically underpaid for their job of basically just standing there and dying. Who really only serve to keep him away from my stuff I care about for slightly longer than ideally one turn. Because at least you have to kill these fuckers before you get to the rest of the stuff. This is the not very tasty clamshell around the delicious meat of all this crap back there. And then their slightly less retarded step-siblings, the Skitari Rangers, who at least have a couple sniper rifles who might do something at some point. Secondary on a Dragoon Crawler, making what might be a first-time appearance on stream with the Icarus Array. This thing's just a big old anti-air battery with legs. This is an air.
Yeah.
The two of those are going to go on a road, guys. It's going to be fantastic. And finally, this is not Belisarius Call. This is just a sad little regular Dominus who is just depressing and isn't really sure why he's here when Belisarius Call could have been here doing everything he does but way better. So I don't want to run Belisarius because I don't want to be Mars. So, what do you got? That was a big fucking piece of crap can thing.
Alright, so this majestic beast right here, this is my Death Dread. He is being followed closely by a Big Mech in power armor and a Grot Oiler. They're two separate units. They're both real fucking touchy. But they're kind of slow. So I don't know how that's going to go. Their job is
I
to
can't
knock
imagine
out.
this walks very fast.
Fine.
Yeah, but
Actually, he's 6.
Look at his dumb little feet. Like, how is this thing even standing?
I'm pretty sure he's 6. We'll have to look and check. But
Nothing about this seems like it was built to be able to go anywhere ever.
No, but this is 4 and this is 5, so they all have different movement, so it's going to be real interesting. But
His
the
hand
Big
looks
Mech
like a Super Meat Boy obstacle. That doesn't even look like a weapon. That just looks like something you have to jump through in one of the later levels of Super Meat Boy.
Alright,
I'm
so
okay with that.
on to this amalgamate unit I've got right here. This is a unit of knobs. So there's 4 knobs, a boss knob, and then I've got a war boss who's going to be following them into battle with the pain board. 3 separate units, all just charging. They want to get in there and touch people. So hopefully they do.
I imagine people touching is going to be okay.
So then I've got just a normal unit of knobs, nothing special. They've got a little ammo run. There's another one in the middle there you can barely see over here.
Man, fuck the ammo already. He's so dumb looking.
Yeah, he's tiny.
It's so tiny. There's like a dumb little idiot in the middle of all these giant orc men. You have this weird little dinosaur.
So then we got the Horde.
Those are the boys.
In here, there are 3 different guys from the boys. I've got the Weird Boy Substitute. And
That's also a problem with this camera angle.
yeah, I've got the Weird Boy Substitute sitting in. Oh boy. And then I've got my 2 Mega Knobs right here, who hopefully are going to get thrown in with the boys.
Huge motherfuckers right here. Oh, did I mention? I was a little late to that, so you can only combine. I'll let you combine them, but the stratagem is definitely the same kind of unit. It's like boys with boys, or knobs with knobs. But I mean, I'll let you put them. You didn't know that, so I don't give a shit. I'll let
You said it was combined units first time.
Yeah, but I didn't specify it had to be the same unit. So, like, yeah, if you want to put the Mega Knobs in the boys, I don't give a shit. Go for it.
Okay. And then
Put your Mega Knob in these boys.
And then we got the Burnabama, whose job is to go blow up his rangers and then die on top of them, hopefully.
And the perfect way he just dies before that and just doesn't do anything. That'd be fantastic. Because added bonus, if I kill this immediately, seeing as this is just pretty much a barrel of napalm with wings, there's a ridiculously high chance of exploding when it's killed on all these boys. Which would just be fantastic if I could just get a whole bunch of collateral damage on turn 1.
Yeah,
I'd just be a huge
dropped
fan of that.
my entire army. This is actually bigger than the army that I had. This is slightly bigger, but I dropped my entire army on my way here. So I rebought everything and put it all together over the last few days, and that's why there wasn't a Warhammer stream when I got here. Because I was busy putting together this shit.
So there was a Warhammer stream last night. No one's back.
Yeah.
I've been getting up super early. Like, if it's super early, it's like noon, but that's super early. We've been doing stuff and like going outside. I hate it.
The important thing is I had enough money to rebuy the army. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a stream.
Yeah, we would just not even have Warhammer. But here we are, which leaves, I believe, a roll off, my friend. So, regardless of how this catastrophe might look here, we both actually had the same number of drops, which means that.
And almost the same points.
Oh yeah, I built was about the same. We're both around 1,200 points. The general vicinity of 1,200 points. And we both have the same number of unit drops. So since I got to pick the deployment side over here, he got to put his models down first, which means he was done deploying first, which means on this particular roll-off, you, sir, get a +1. And that's a 4 to a 1, which means my last chance here just seize the initiative and just straight up drop a 6 out of my hand.
It can be done.
It can be done. Where you get to go first, and I don't get to kill your friend all before it moves. 4.
All
That's
right.
fucking bad. So, Derp gonna be going first. And real quick, let's touch on the scenario here. We're playing a retrieval mission. Which means, if you're wondering why there's a weird little red dye right here, and on that hill, and back here by the Dragoons, somewhere, oh no, it was over there, yeah. It's by the crater, and there's one in that building, but I'm actually not sure the webcam will reach far enough to go into the backside of the building.
You'd have to be over here to see it anyways.
There's one in that building over there. Those are 4 points of interest on the map, and we are fighting to control them. And this battle is going to last up to 5 rounds. At the end of the 5th round, if one of us controls 3 of those objectives and the other person, well, controls 1 or less, that's pretty much a win. So you're going to want to control at least 2 of these if you're not planning on just killing absolutely everybody on the other side of the field. Which is just always my game plan, more or less, but I'm not going first. I don't know how that's going to go. So, it's your move, my friend.
I mean, you know what the first move is.
Those all turns begin with the movement phase. Why don't you just throw a fucking plane in my ass?
Yeah, so my first move is very obviously going to be to take the supersonic jet up to 50 inches across the board, and I'm going to bomb his rangers.
His tail is only 48 inches wide, so it's just going to go wherever the damn well pleases. So the way these supersonic flyers work, at the start of their movement, they can turn up to 90 degrees. And then they have to fly in a completely straight line until the next turn when they can turn another 90 degrees and fly again. So they are very restricted in their mobility because they're doing strafing runs. But what they have going for them is, obviously, he's here already, so ridiculous fucking movement abilities. And this Burn-A-Bomba is extra cool because it can drop napalm bombs on just whoever the fuck it flies over, seeing as he just flew over my crater boys. He's gonna drop some sticky hot fire on my face. He gets to roll a d6 for every one of the rangers, all 5 of them, and that kills 3. I gotta pick a canticle, don't I? It's definitely turn 1. My canticle is that we're all in cover. Because I'm not gonna retroactively pick the leadership one. It says these are mortal wounds. I don't need to save or anything. That's just 3 fuckboys dead out of the gate.
That
Goodbye,
means
my
you no
friends.
longer ignore cover.
I no longer ignore cover with my snipers. No.
Which is exactly what I wanted, because that means that these characters here can't just be killed before they get to do anything.
And if they can,
No, because their job is...
well, they didn't let me see. You misunderstand ignoring cover. I don't have X-ray vision. You don't get your +1 cover save bonus. Regardless, none of that applies now, so I definitely am not killing your penguin as long as he's hiding behind the hill.
Yeah.
Because guess who can't see through fucking rocks? It's everybody that's not Oscar and High Guard. Because they don't really give a shit.
Alright.
Alright, what you got?
So...
Does
Psych
Derp
phases-
lift / workout?
No, not at all.
Not even a little
I
bit.
lift food to my mouth.
I lift myself out of bed most days.
Okay, so...
It's just.
The first movement was obviously the big Burn-A-Bomba. So now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move my knobs up here so that they are in complete cover from everything.
Alright.
So all of these guys have enough movement to just go here. I don't even need to roll an advancement.
Yeah, they got sick that move. You can just say they're up on the. Oh, if you don't want to stand up there, you can just say they're up on that lip.
Okay.
It's mostly just like a sheer one side and a big platform on the other end. But
So
you
for
just
all,
put them up against the hill.
yeah, for all intents and purposes, these guys are up on the ridge.
So this hill doesn't necessarily provide any particular cover bonuses. There's no numerical gain to be had from this hill. There is just the fact that it is literally a hill and, well, you can't see you when you're hiding behind the hill. As it is larger than your average orc.
So the next move is going to be putting the Pain Boy, assuming they're on this ridge,
Yeah.
he'd be on this ridge. So he's at the very bottom where he can't be seen by anything.
Well, I mean, you probably just want to go ahead and be on the bottom, because if you're on the ridge, I can see you, because you're not
True.
that short. So just,
Yeah, I guess
just
your
be,
here's fine.
just be where they are, because I can shoot you off the ridge.
Yeah. Which I will actually move all of them slightly over this way.
Okay. It's just a big ass, just wad. It's the knob wad.
Yep.
The knob wad shuffles.
So they're all going to be slightly over. The Pain Boy is with them. Put the Pain Boy right there.
This is a new war boss, isn't it?
And my new war boss,
King
he's going to
Punchy
walk
Hands.
his jolly ass right here.
And that giant motherfucker is the Ork Warlord. Which all that means for intents and purposes is that he is much better at fighting than your average war boss.
Much
Because he just
better.
gets to reroll ones in the fighting phase for free, and I'm pretty sure that asshole hits on 2s. So
Yeah.
it's virtually inconceivable that he would miss an attack in melee. When you hit on a 2 and you get to reroll a 1, that's pretty hard to fuck up. It's not impossible.
You know what?
But it can be done.
Am I allowed to advance them?
I mean, a little late, but it is your second game Warhammer, so I'll let you if you want to.
Alright, I'm going to advance all 3 of those units.
You know they can't advance in charge without Casco, right? Does the regular boss also give them that?
Yep.
Motherfucker. Okay, fair enough.
That's why they're the advanced team.
I thought that was the Gasco thing.
So I'm actually going to roll 4 dice.
The knob wad shuffle sounds like a British slang or something.
Alright, so my first dice is for the knobs. The unit of knobs.
I think that's 5.
Alright.
Next to 5 inches up on the hill. So you can get up to that objective.
Yep.
And
So
probably charge and just completely devour it in the Vanguard. Who are going to have the worst day of their life.
So I'm going to put all these guys, except for the Pain Boy. Pain Boy stays down
Little
here.
knobbly bits.
So they're all going to just rush up this hill like it's not there. So now, rolling an advance for the War Boss. 3 inches puts him basically right there.
Get up on the hill. We do possess tape vectors for this purpose, but
I mean, yeah, might as well.
I mean, might as well get the most out of these 3 inches. Heh! Got him.
Literally,
Stealth
that's what 3 inches gets me.
I know, I'm just saying.
So,
The point was to make the joke.
okay. So this is for the Pain Boy. That's a 2. So
Doctor's just maybe getting up the hill.
like half. So he's just kind of
He's barely on that hill.
just
He's
barely there. It's a good thing his figure is small.
busy trying to hold on to his doctor's tools.
Yeah. Now for the second unit of knobs, I'm sacrificing my my extra +1 on the Psyker roll to get these guys just ready to steamroll right in.
And the Weird Boy is actually powered by just purified Ork retard fury. The more people he has around him, the better he is at doing his magic. That's a 6, though. Those knobs are going to go where they fucking please.
So these guys get to actually go straight
Those guys
up
are
to
going
that
on a
people,
goddamn adventure.
because 6 + 5 is 11.
Where are they? We're in the stream room. That's my stream. Hello. It's you guys over there on the monitor that I can barely see in the distance.
Yeah, so these guys get to come up here and join these guys right beside them because they already had this little bit of distance advantage from the way that our layout was. But with an 11 on their movement, they get to all just come right up here and hang out.
That's just the fucking...
Get in there.
Once upon a time, there was an objective on a hill I had a dream of contesting. Now there's literally just a clusterfuck of knobs. And I don't want anything to do with this knob party.
But you know what?
That just doesn't seem enjoyable at all.
For the I'm not gonna join these
How much
guys.
bigger they are than my little fucking dudes. This just seems unfair.
All right, so now we're gonna move the Mega Knobs. So that's a 6.
Will
They
you
get to go
stop?
10 inches.
Stop advancing with 6s, please. The downside of Meganobs is they're speed 4. When you roll a 6, they don't get a downside anymore. They just walk 10 fucking inches.
Oh baby.
That's just charging. That's not walking.
So he's right there, and he gets to go right beside him. So now, all of my boys, which are 5-inch move speed,
This is not good. So.
are going to go this way as well.
Do you want to jump them or do you want to walk them? I guess you can walk them.
Sorry,
Okay,
yeah.
I'll jump them, yeah. Also, because you don't want to move them too far away from your weird boy.
Well, I'm more concerned about the weird boy failing.
I think your weird boy's going to get jumped by
Yeah.
bullets.
That's a
This
5.
needs to stop. This
So-
isn't okay, please. There's 6 sides of the die.
Alright, so I'm going to roll for the weird boy because if he rolls a 5 or a 6, everybody's just, the whole thing's going right there.
The random Necron is the weird boy proxy for those who did not see.
That's
God
a 5.
fucking damn it. What the hell?
So
Go
this
home.
whole ball
You don't get to be here anymore.
oh fuck is just these guys are gonna fall.
How you just bulldoze your boys across the field? you don't move them individually or anything. You move them as an orc would move his models were he playing Warhammer 40k.
Oh yeah.
You just put your hand on the table and just sweep your fucking boys across the board.
Alright, so this is gonna suck for Squid. Because if this is 6 inches, which I don't think it is, but if that is 6 inches, then my entire boy army
I lost the first one.
is charging.
What did I do? Help.
Oh.
Your phone is scary. I don't use mobile switch. Oh, there we
You
go.
hit that button right there.
Alright, cool.
If it happens again, just hit settings and chat
Okay.
only.
Okay, I don't know how fuck mobile switch works.
That is not 6 inches, so you don't have to worry about them getting a free charge.
I mean, that's fantastic. You're gonna jump them though, so it's largely irrelevant whether or not they're getting a free charge. They're just gonna get teleported in my mouth. But then they do have to charge 9 inches with even with here we go is going to be a
I mean, with how I'm rolling right now,
yeah. I mean, you're using all up on the advances. You needed it for that advance wasn't important. You need that for the jump charge.
that advance is important.
These orcs are dramatically closer than I want them to be, though. I mean, they're a whole lot closer than I was hoping. This was not the dream. At least, you're gonna die. You're gonna die. But that was basically the job description when you signed up to be a Skitarii Vanguard.
Alright. So, I guess quick question to chat. Would you guys prefer if I was rolling a big dice for this stuff or a little dice? I'm assuming you can see
if
the
you're
little
rolling 1d6, just roll one of the big ones.
Yeah.
Just for visibility. So there's no reason not the weird. Roll like one of these solid ones. That's probably the easiest one to see.
Alright. So, Def Dread, 5-inch move speed. I guess advanced, because why the fuck not? He's got scorches. He's not going to shoot anybody.
Yeah, he's just covered. Regardless of how he looks like he has kilts.
That is a 6.
You roll behind the building, I can't follow it.
Sorry.
That doesn't help. That's what this corner was for. We discussed that.
But this is a 6, so he gets to go 11 inches.
You need to stop. You need to stop. This isn't okay. Somebody keep track of what Derp's fucking rolled this game.
So,
This isn't okay.
he's going to sit his happy ass right there. And he has 8 health. Where'd the 8 go? There it is. Alright. So now we've got another mech armor. Bullshit. So I'm going to roll in the right spot this time. Watch me get a 1 on this dude and he only gets to move 5. 4.
Still above that.
That's not bad. Alright, so he
This
gets
is
to
the most
move
fucking centipede bullshit I've ever seen in my
8
life.
inches, which is still close enough.
Yeah, first you gotta do the 3 inches for your repairs, right?
It's not close enough.
I mean, to be fair, you don't need to repair him right now, he's full out.
True, but I'm expecting him to take a bullet on the way over.
Yeah, but you don't repair him until next round anyway, so
Yeah.
you can catch up to him then. Just
All
don't
right.
advance him next time. Hey, yeah, you don't forget your little fuckboy.
Yeah.
Your little oil caddy.
Yeah, I was about to roll a separate dice for him to
Nah, he's probably getting it. He just gets to come. He just rides around the big mech's pocket.
Alright, so that is the end of my movement phase after some really fucking nice.
Every single one of those fucking
Advancements.
advances.
They were
There
all
was
4
one
plus.
3. There was 1 3 when you got on the hill, and the Painboy got a 2.
True.
And everybody else got a 5 or a 6. Until the big mech got a 4.
All the ones that mattered rolled high.
Yeah, the Painboy got a 2 for everybody else's fucking sins. That's insane.
Alright, so Psyker phase. I've never done this before because I haven't proxied a weird boy.
Now. So, this weird boy, here's how Psycho Phase works. You have, I'm assuming you're taking the dump.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you have one ability you get to cast. You can either Smite, which does D3 damage to somebody within 18 inches, which you should definitely do that. That sounds like a great plan. Or you can cast the Jump, which will teleport 22 boys across the whole board within charge range of my army, which really that doesn't sound super useful. I think it should definitely go with the Smiting. The Smiting sounds way better to me.
It's the closest unit within 18.
It is the closest unit. Should definitely not teleport all your boys around. I'm fucking with you. Obviously, you're going to teleport all the boys around.
Yeah.
Like, please don't
If
take
I
my
could
advice
pick-
thinking I'm not naming you.
No, if I could pick, then I'd try and hit these guys. Because I don't want your sniper sniping shit.
Yeah, they're not within 18 inches anyway. Those guys are well over
Yeah.
24 away at this point.
But since I mean, obviously, I want the jump. I don't think I'm going to jump the boys, though.
What are you jumping?
I'm going to jump the melee freaks who move like
oh, baby.
shit.
You're going to jump saw hands into my fucking mouth. We're going to jump
very dangerous.
the two big old mega knobs here in the front and let the 22 boys just walk over while he's getting real distracted. So, in order to manifest the jump, you got to roll 2d6.
I'm going to grab another one real quick.
You're going to roll 2d6. And you need a 7 or better, but you have the power of the WOG.
+2.
Which means you have a +2 on this roll.
So probably talk this way.
Yeah, it's a bit talk towards the mic if you can, because part of it, that sound is echoing off the back wall. But, still going to roll it. But did you need a 5 on those dice? That's an 8.
That's a 10.
That's a 10.
Which is not a peril.
It's not a peril, so...
That's all that matters.
But, and I did tell you this before the game, so I don't feel bad at all about doing this. We are from the Forge World of Grind.
Yeah.
And we here at the Admech don't believe in your silly bitch magic. So, what we have here is a pile of command points, which is a pool of basically cool guy points we get every game to try and do some dope shit. For now, since he's only got what he has, I just gave us both 6. I'm actually fielding a battalion. He's close to, or if not, they're not troops. I don't think not their elites are troops. Those might be troops. You might actually be fielding a battalion.
I think they're troops.
Yeah, then you are also actually fielding battalions. So we're not even doing this. This is actually how it works. I'm going to spend one of these to do me a stratagem. The Gaia-specific stratagem, where I roll this die. Now let's go with this die because it's already here. And if this little die here is a 4 or higher, I negate your magic with science. And I say, well, the dice says get fucked idiot.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was relying on. The squid
I
RNG.
just reroll it, honestly. I think it's worth it to not have. I think it's worth it to spend a second point to reroll that. Just to not have 2 giant saw hand assholes in my face, because that'd just be really 75% chance of success for 2 CP.
All right,
and that's a fail. So
these points right here are very important. They let you reroll things. They let you do special things. And he has just unsuccessfully used a third of his points, which puts me strategically at a big advantage.
Fortunately, and this is shitty, but it works for me, the Orks do not yet have their codex, which means he has very little he can actually do with his command points outside of just reroll dice. Whereas the glorious Admechanicus has a ridiculous amount of things I can do with my command points, which I just wasted a third of on a 75% chance to negate 2 giant sawhand freaks jumping in my face. So now 2 giant sawhand freaks are going to jump into my face. So they get to teleport anywhere on the table at least 9 inches away from any of my models. So where are we going? We're going way over here into the corner. And I couldn't quite spread out that far, so there's a little bit of corner space left for you there to just barely tuck yourself in.
All right, so
that's gonna be great. Everyone's you guys are gonna thoroughly enjoy this.
For anybody who might be telling
for an
me,
ass fucking that would make Slanesh jealous.
Yeah. For anybody who might be telling me that teleporting these guys is more important, I'm not honestly worried about them getting there. They've got the move speed. I'm rolling decent advancements. They will get there. I might lose some of them, but that's not a big deal. These guys won't make it there before the game's over.
And now that they're there, I don't really have the luxury of shooting at the boy squad because I need to kill these 2 saw-handed fucking freaks that are going to start just ripping through my troops like big daddies.
If these 2 guys make this advance, all 5 of these right here are dead.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because that's 4 attacks each and times 2 strength.
They're going to blend the shit out of me. I am positive they will kill 5 Vanguard with no real difficulty.
Alright, so where'd that blue die go?
Well, get the green dice. I might have to do this. Roll the green dice.
Well, you told me not to roll the clear ones.
Well, I meant when you only had to roll 1. I got clear ones.
Fuck it, I'll take this one.
Rolling the clear ones later.
I just put it back.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Now we have the psychic phase. You do have the shooting phase first. It's moving, psychic, true, shooting, and then charging. So you probably want to at least shoot me with some guns before you skip over to the charging. Because these little knobs here although it's not really their job, do in fact have guns. And a couple of them have flamethrowers that you might actually be in range of my dudes with.
They are absolutely within
Because
range.
that's an 8-inch flamethrower. So they not only have the high ground, they're just straight up going to reenact Star Wars by bringing fire to the low ground. Maybe not actually.
Is that? I can't move closer because of the.
Let me get you. You're not about there.
Then yes.
Damn it.
So that's 3 of them are close enough.
Well, how many? You've only got. Oh yeah, only got 4 of the combi flamers. So.
Yeah. So 3 of the 4 are close enough. The other combi is right here.
He can just shoot
and
the
he's
gun
just
part.
a little too far.
You can still shoot the gun part of the combi. They still got the shooter.
Yeah. So I'm absolutely gonna do the scorches first. So let's get that roll out of the way. Okay. So.
The good news. Oh, let's save the good news for a little bit later, I suppose.
All right. So this is for the first scorcher. They are assault D6. So I roll a D6, and the number that I get is the number of attacks for the first one.
So that'll get you 2 times. The next
For the second one?
3 shots. And
third one, so
5
5
shots
shots.
across the 3 flamers. I do automatically hit because it's actually super hard to miss with a flamethrower, it turns out. So those do automatically hit my tricks. He's got 5 hits. We're going to skip the hit roll portion of the process. It usually happens on shooting guns.
Yeah.
So what is their strength?
5.
I
5
only
strength
toughness 3.
So
So
these
you
hit
do-
on 3s.
You wound me on 3s, yes.
Awesome.
Let me get a bucket of dice down here.
One.
That's only 1 wound, actually. You used all your good luck trying to get to me.
That's fine.
Does it have any AP?
Yes, AP1.
Alright, then I will need a 4+ to ignore this wound. And the grind stands strong.
Not bad.
I guess I misread it. It wasn't your silly bitch magic, it was your silly bitch fire that I'm not particularly concerned with. You can just go ahead, spray all the fire you want,
Alright,
and I am unfazed.
so I don't remember if the combi weapons are Assault 2 or Assault 3.
They are shooters, so they are assault 2. They're exactly,
Assault
the gun part is exactly a shooter.
Okay,
It's just
so
a strength 4, 1 damage, no AP, assault 2, dingle gun. So how many? Most of your knobs have sluggers, I believe, because all the ones
that's 4 shooters and then
well, you can't shoot the shooters of the ones who. Well, you can shoot
Yeah.
the shooters of the ones who shove the
It's
comic
just
players,
6
but they
plus.
only hit on 6s. Right?
no, I advanced
Oh, they actually then they can't.
Yeah,
hit
they
at all,
can't
you're
shoot
right.
the
They literally
shooters.
can't hit.
because I advanced and it puts it too high for me to
So
hit.
that leaves you with 1 shooter with 2 shots that does hit on 6s. So go ahead and roll 2 dice for that. And that has more range, so you don't have to. Okay, well you missed them both anyway.
Yeah.
And then you have how many sluggers? I believe
Everybody
there are
else.
6.
Yeah,
6 sluggers
and they can all reach.
but they can't shoot those because those are pistols.
Yeah,
And when you
pistols.
advance, you cannot shoot anything but an assault weapon. So that's just the combi flavor. So that's all you got for the knob shooting right now.
Yeah, so now we come over to him. He has the same ballistic skill, so we're going to try and hit on a 6.
Yeah, he's only got the gun part,
Not a big deal.
and he misses, unfortunately.
And that brings us...
I think that's actually all you got for shooting, actually, because...
Not quite.
Oh, what does he have?
He has 2 scorches,
Oh, they won't
He's
come
not
away
within
from
8
the
inches.
though, right?
but he has a 24-inch custom blaster. I forget what it's...
The custom shooter.
Yeah.
It's a slightly better version of the traditional orc shooter, and that may just be able to reach these Vanguard over here.
It actually can. It's 24 inches.
Yeah, but I'm not positive that's 24 inches, because they are quite far away. I think that reaches, but just good habits to usually measuring. That does, in fact, it actually is pretty close, but it does reach. You're within an inch, but it does reach. So, he did also advance, so he is also only hitting on a 6, unless
Yep.
the big mech has a better ballistic skill, which I don't actually know off the top of my head. And none of those are going to land either. 3, 5s, oh no, that's a 3 on the white die. The white die is really hard to read, even if you're literally here, so don't feel bad if you can't read the gold on a white die that Joe is really obsessed with.
Okay, so that's the end of my shooting phase.
Bad news, there are orcs in my face. Good news, they're not really positive which end of the gun the bullets come out of.
Yeah, turns out orcs are really bad at shooting,
So we have survived the shooting phase with actually no casualties, and
not surprising.
yeah, it is not terribly surprising, and I will take that. I do still have to worry about a morale check on my Rangers later, purely from the losses to the Burn-A-Bomb.
That is not the end of my shooting phase.
Do you have more?
I have a Burn-A-Bomb sitting on your face.
Oh, we did forget about the entire plane over here. The plane does have a lot of guns on it, actually, as you can see, and it's going to shoot all of them at various things.
I actually need to look at the stat block for this thing because it has so many weapons.
Okay, my phone, if you turn it on, it does have the Ork page of the index open. You just gotta scroll down to the Burn-A-Bomb. And the reason this is super interesting is because due to this thing's ridiculous movement, normally my Dominus here is fairly protected by the fact he's a character. That means that things can't target them. You can't shoot at a character unless it is the closest enemy model to you. But when you have a 50-inch movement, the closest enemy model to you is literally whatever the hell you want it to be. So you can absolutely shoot my Dominus with whatever he pleases. The good news is that most of his guns are still garbage and hit on fives. So my Dominus may survive this. My Warlord may die immediately. It's a toss-up.
So, right now, I have a big shooter and a super shooter, and I have, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, that is not the correct
one. I have the twin big shooter.
There you go.
I have the super shooter, and I have the Scorcher missiles.
Yes.
So, my first roll is going to be for the Scorcher missiles, which are Assault D6.
And what are you shooting those at?
Everything is going on this fuckboy right here.
Fantastic. You are just going to have a truly terrible day. The good news is he does have currently a 1+ armor save with cover, which means even with 1 AP, he still saves on a 2. But some of your guns on the Scorcher missiles.
Yeah,
on the Scorcher.
Which is what I'm rolling right now.
Towards the rest of it, I will have some defense. I think it's two shots out of Scorcher missiles, and they do hit on 5s. The only gun you have that hits on 4s is the twin big shooter. There's going to be no hits. That's actually just a series of 2s.
Okay.
Still not positive which end the shooty bits are supposed to come out of.
Alright.
Even when you're being handed a plane, which is honestly kind of terrifying.
I need one more because his main
gun... A miracle they keep the thing in the air, actually.
Yeah. Show them the fucking landing gear.
The landing gear, I don't know if they'll be able to see it. On the bottom of this Burn-A-Bomb, there is what appears to be a ski. That is actually a ski.
Yeah, they can see it.
That is the landing gear. That's the best they have.
Alright. So the primary weapon is garbage, but it does shoot 6 times. So,
and this does actually hit on 4s.
No, this is on 5s.
Oh, is this not the twin?
No, this is the ones taped to the front.
Oh, this is the super shooter. But that is 3 5s.
Yeah,
there.
that is 3 5s.
So that is 3 hits on the super shooter, which is what strength?
5.
And I am toughness 4, so you do wound on 3s here. That is 1 wound. Does it have any AP?
No. So I'm not going to reroll that.
I just need to not roll a 1. Fantastic. The armor of the Adeptus Mechanicus holds fast.
So
now we have the twin.
This is the better gun. This one is actually the turret on the top, armed by a grot. So it's better at hitting people.
Orks have these dumb little friends called grots, which are basically just smaller orks, which make up for their smallness by their ability to actually shoot a gun, kind of. So...
Oh, my mistake. That was backwards. The first one hit on 4s.
Okay, so this
is
your
nothing changed.
Yeah, because you're level 5s.
Yeah.
So this is actually your super shooter.
Yeah, so this is the super shooter, this is the 5+.
I was going to say, I thought only the twin link thingy. One of those does hit.
This one does have AP.
And what is this wound on?
This is strength 6.
So it still wounds on a 3. Which it does not wound. So
I'll roll that.
Okay.
I mean, it's damage.
Might as well. 1 C3 to try and get some AP through on the Dominus. He only does have 5 HP. He's not very tanky. That turns into a hit. Wound rather.
AP
How much?
1.
Well, I have good news and bad news. Good news is you have AP. The bad news is, with a natural 2+ armor save and being in cover, I am still at a 2+ armor save.
Well, no, wouldn't it be 3?
No, because I technically have a 1+ armor save, because the cover gives me a +1 to my armor save.
So hard 1 or nothing.
A hard 1 here. That's a 6.
It's not a 1. So I
Dominus
did
has withstood the vast majority of the bullets just kind of landing in the general area around him while he looks up in confusion. But now we have the terrible part, which is the charge phase.
So,
which will be short and swift, because you only have 3 units that can charge. but all of them suck really badly.
I have 4 units that
What
can
did you
charge.
for?
All 4. Right there. It's 2 units and knobs, and then both of these guys can charge.
I don't know that the ones in the back will be able to get into melee after the knobs have charged, but maybe. I believe in
I mean,
you.
if they roll high enough, they can still move up.
That's true. If they get like an 11 or a 12, they definitely could
This
get into the
guy
fight there.
doesn't need to hit you. He just needs to be close so that they get the.
That's true. He's the
same.
pain boy, the doctor.
So I also get
Does do his job just being in the general vicinity.
these guys right here.
So we're going to start with the saw-handed assholes. Who are they going to be charging?
They're going to be charging the shooty boys.
This Atari Vanguard.
Where'd all
So-
the dice go?
I have not touched them.
Right
They're
here.
still right next to you, my friend. So
Okay.
you will need a 9 to successfully charge me because that is as close as you can deep strike. That is an 8. So you can either... He's got options.
Yeah, I'll
You
spend
can
the
spend
point.
1 CP to reroll just that 2, or the Orc racial ability does let them reroll the whole thing. Ooh.
I can still reroll the whole thing.
You can't reroll the same die twice. So if you use the CP reroll, it's one or the other. You can use the CP to pick out the low die and try to reroll it, or you can use Here We Go to reroll them both.
Okay.
But
Well,
you
then they just
can't
don't
do,
make it.
yeah, so they do fail to charge. But because they tried, as they appear, our glorious heroes get an opportunity to shoot at them a lot and probably not do anything. So
they have
I'm
2+.
going to pass the camera to you for a second, my good friend.
All right.
Because anytime you declare a charge, the targets of the charge get a free opportunity, a last-ditch effort to shoot them. And that only happens on a hard 6. Modifiers are ignored. Most rerolls are ignored. You pretty much just have to straight up roll a 6. The good news is I do have a lot of dice to do this with. I have 3 of the basic Vanguard with their radium rifles and 2 wielding plasma calibers, actually. And if any of these hit, I have a good chance of doing damage to you because those are AP3. And of course not going to overcharge them because the odds of me hitting are incredibly low. And if I fuck up an overcharge, you just kind of melt yourself. I really prefer that didn't happen. So,
Looking for 6s.
that is 1 hit with a plasma caliber and 2 hits with the radium carbines. So, what is the toughness of your Meganops?
4.
A 4, actually.
The armor does nothing for their bodies.
That's right. It does just give them the 2+ armor save. They are still the same knobs we know and love underneath.
Yep.
The small dice, I'll go ahead and roll first. These are only strength 3, so these will only wound you on a 5. One of them does manage to wound you, and on a 6, a radium rifle does do 2 damage. But you have a 2+ armor save, and this has no AP. So if you roll a 1, and make a knob takes 2 damage.
So let's see what this gives us.
And the plasma caliber is actually strength 7. So this will
4
wound you on a 3.
3.
It's higher, right?
Yeah.
Equals 4, higher is 3. So this will wound you on a 3, and is also AP 3, so you'll need a 5+ to save against this wound, which does successfully land.
All right.
So we need a 2+ armor save. So go ahead and grab 2, or you can just roll this one.
Yeah,
So
I'll
give
just
me
reroll those.
give me a 2+ on that for the radium rifle, 2 damage shot. That passes, and then give me a 5+ for the plasma on the table would be ideal. Let's go ahead and reroll that. And that one
That
is
is a
not
1.
saved.
So that's fine. So I take.
So you do take 1 damage. The plasma, it only does 1 damage.
That's ideal.
So you take 1 damage onto one of your Meganobs.
So I will take 1 of my dice, and he will lose 1 of his 3 wounds. I will put it on. It doesn't. They're identical.
They're identical, but you do have to put all the wounds on 1 until he is dead.
Yeah.
That is progress. That is the first step of getting rid of the 2 Meganobs.
So now we're.
He is
gonna-
a true orc. He missed the table with his dice. That is very reminiscent of orc shooting, yes.
All right.
Now, these gentlemen are a hearty 7.5 inches away, which means they will only need a 7 to get into melee, which, with Here We Go, is all but guaranteed. So,
Here we go.
that is a
That
7.
is a 7.
So the first unit of knobs successfully makes it to melee, but before they do, of course, the Vanguard to get to return fire. So let me see if I can soften them up a little bit. With the all 3 of the Vanguard squads are identical. They are 3 basic radium rifle wielding Skitari, complemented by 2 specialists with the plasma calibers.
Here, let me lock that for you so it stops rotating.
I can do that. I can do that.
There we go.
I do understand technology somewhat. Alright, let's looking for 6s once more. And again, connecting with the plasma caliber shot. And 1 hit from the radium rifle. And these knobs are also toughness 4. So again, I will need a 5, which does not wound. And a 3, which also does not wound.
Works out very well for me.
Well, I'm hitting them, but I'm not hurting them. They are large, green, and very angry.
Alright,
So take your first 5. Yeah, take your first 5 knobs and move them up to 7 inches into the Skitarii Vanguard.
This is such an awkward spot. So he can literally just
Thank
go.
you, Dexter 117. Merry Christmas to you as well, my friend.
He can literally just go.
Yeah, the 7 inch is barely making it, but that is in fact making it. And even with the 1 squad in there, those Vanguard are going to have a truly terrible time.
I'm basically just moving them in the same configuration. That way I don't have to actually measure beyond the first
Yeah, that's fine.
And the ammo run takes up. I'm just going to sit here for 2 minutes.
Look at the second set of the knobs here. Well, they can give them 1 inch because the bases are 1 inch.
Well, he can't do anything. I just
Oh yeah, he doesn't attack anyway. That's right. You just want him to take a wound. Want him to be the sponge.
I could have actually re-rolled 2 shots. I forgot that I have the 2 ammo runs. Not a big deal.
True. You do have an ammo on each of these, but I don't think they're super worth taking if you're bringing the combi scorches, because the guns you care about are auto hitting. They're better if you wanted to run a rocket launcher for some reason.
Yeah.
But since you only have a 5, they're still not super fantastic.
I mean, they just come as part of the unit.
Yeah, I would. When you do eventually get other units that can actually shoot for fuck, like flash kits or something.
Yeah.
Having these extra ruts to put in that unit will be very useful because that box only comes with 1 as well, and you can pile them all on the flash kits. That is a 3, so that sounds like here we go on that one.
Here we go,
the
boys.
3 orc reroll is a 6, which still fails.
Actually,
This one's might
Is
be
he
a little bit closer.
because we didn't measure him, we measured the other guy.
Let's go to the tape here.
No.
That is not going to make it. So the second unit of knobs does fail their charge, and unfortunately, since we are already busy trying to not die to the first unit of knobs, we do not get to shoot our guns. We are already tied up in there. So everything else, this is a no penalty charge. That is a 7, which is not going to get a war boss or a chain boy in the melee. So here we go. So which one is this, by the way?
This is the big dude.
It's an 8.
8's not good enough.
8's probably not good enough to back
That's
there, yeah.
7. That's
And he's got to go around the boys as well.
Yeah.
And the pain boy, who might get lucky here with a high roll. 5's not going to be it, but here we go. 5 still is not going to do it. So that is the charge phase, which leaves us with the main event, the fighting. So you get to fight first, of course, as you charge, and you get to first do a 3-inch pile-in, where all of your knobs may move up to 3 inches as long as they end their move closer to the nearest enemy model. So he actually can do that because he's rotating around this model. As long as you get a little closer to
I
him,
think what I'll do
you can still do that.
is I will just surround for simplicity.
Fair enough.
So they're all within.
Just to make sure all the knobs, even the one who's facing the wrong direction, all get their good chops in. And then they get to start with the crumpet. So how many attacks does a knob have?
That's what I'm about to check.
I do not believe they are within 6 inches of your war boss, nor did he charge. Oh, that's just God's goal anyway.
Yeah, Gazdo gives them the. Well, they just have to be within 6 inches to charge after advancing.
Fair.
Beyond that,
So
they
they
get
already
no
got, but they don't
benefits.
get the bonus, the extra attack like us will get them. So
No.
they got the advance and the charge from the war boss. The war boss already did his job. So I didn't hear the notifier go off, and I can't see my PC, but I see that Uncle Cranky has gained a squid hat. So welcome to the Squiddy Pool, my friend. Thank you for your support, whether that was you or whoever gift subbed you. Glad you enjoyed the content.
All right, looking at the knobs, 2 choppas, 3 big choppas, 1 on the boss. So I
How many
need
attacks do they have normally?
to roll. I need to roll 8 choppas.
So does the big choppa? I don't believe the big
choppas
choppa,
plus 2 strength.
but it doesn't give you an extra attack like a regular choppa
It
does.
does not.
So you have, how many attacks do they have normally? 2?
3.
3.
Yeah.
So you have 3 choppas, which is 4 attacks each, so 12 regular attacks, and 2 big choppas, so 6 big choppa attacks. So anyway, 12. It's going to get really choppy.
So these
what
are
is their strength normally? 4? 5?
Yes.
Knobs are big boys.
They hit on 3+.
So the big choppas are going to be wounding on 2s, but the regular choppas, fortunately, are still wounding on 3s. So these are the regular choppas hitting on 3s. That looks like a good amount of 2s, my friend. I am perfectly okay with that.
50-50.
50-50. And then you will wound me, of course, on a 3 because your choppas are very big and angry. Now, who has...
Lost
I'm
one.
going to re-roll that one real quick. Who has the relic choppa?
That is
Is that him or the other knob?
That's him, because they were the first unit in.
Okay, so we have to do 2 separate fancy big choppas here. There's 3 wounds. I'll go ahead and set those to the side for right now. 3 wounds with the choppas. Now, let's get 3 attacks with the regular big choppa.
I've got 3 big choppas. 1 relic. So
You have 3 big choppas?
yeah,
That was
because
slightly too many dice then. I thought you said you had. I think you had 3 regular choppas.
let me just redo that attack.
Okay, let's just it's from the top. So that would be 8 attacks
Yeah.
with the regular choppas then, if that is in fact what you have.
Yeah, 3 bigs, 2 normals, because the 2 normals have the scorches, and then the knob boss is carrying both.
He can't have the non-boss. He replaces his big chopper with the relic chopper. He has the relic big
He's
chopper.
got a scorching
Oh right,
and the relic.
and the relic, right? Okay. Oh right, both
Both
of
of
the
the
types
bosses.
of gun. I see what you mean.
Yeah, both the bosses carry a ranged and
And a melee weapon. You have 2 of each otherwise. All right, makes sense. So let's just do this from the top. Again, this is his second game. We just barely got these orcs. So I think you ended up with exactly the same number of hits, my friend. So that works out. And then these are going to wound.
Well, I lost 1 hit, but not a big deal.
Okay, and then these are, well, you have less attacks, so that makes sense. And then you have wounding on 3s as well, which all of those wounds. So you went up to 5 wounds
Better.
for my reroll. So that worked out for you.
Does
So,
that kill them if they don't save it?
yeah, there's only 5 of them. They only have 1 wound, but they do have 4+ armor saves, and the choppas have no AP. So I am currently okay. But here comes the 2 big choppas, which is 6 more attacks. Oh boy, 6 more attacks.
AP 1, strength 7.
With the big choppas. So you still hit on 3s.
Yeah.
So let's just start with the hitting. And you hit 3, miss 3. And these will wound on 2s because this is very choppy. And that is a 1, but the 2 does get through here. So these are 2 hits with the big choppa. And now let's move on to his boss knob with the relic choppa.
Which is +1 AP,
Which has
+1 damage.
yeah, 2 AP. The damage is irrelevant because they have 1 health. But if you roll a 6 to wound, they are mortal wounds, which means I can't save them. So he lands 2 of the attacks. These wound on 2s, and a 6 is really, really good for you. No 6s and 1 miss. So 1 of the big chopper wounds. So that's quite a pile of dice I have to save here. So I'll start with these.
Normal, no AP.
My armor save is 4+. So this has no armor penetration at all. So any 4+s here are a successful survival. That is 3 successes and 2 failures. These are AP 1, which means I'll need a 5+. That is 1 success and 1 failure. And no, good news, they can't all die. This is AP 2, which means I need a 6.
Well, they can still die to the morale check.
They will probably still die to the morale check, but they aren't necessarily dead yet. And that is not a 6, so that is 4 wounds. But again, hailing from the glorious forged world of Gaia, all of my models are given a last chance when they die. And I get to roll an additional d6, and on a 6, they simply refuse death. And they stay. So any of these 6s are a second chance for one of our brave warriors.
That is
2 6s.
So that is a very small chance to fail their morale.
So yeah, now they are looking pretty for their morale, because as long as I don't select the leader here, which I'm clearly not going to, he is in the middle, I will simply pick out these 2 around the edges, leaving the leader and the 2 plasma calibers. I need a 6 for anyone to flee, because he is leadership 7. So now you get to consolidate, but since that has to be towards the nearest enemy model, I don't believe any of those knobs are currently going anywhere.
He can't go anywhere either, though, can he?
He
If
cannot.
he's,
No,
if he's
he
bodied
gets
in.
to, hang out there.
That's
which
kinda-
is a point. I probably should have taken him out. But
That's
I've
kinda
already
why I
chosen
wanted to
who I
surround
chose. But now we are going to pile in and do our best to do
They could kill someone. They all have 2 wounds.
small and pitiful amount of glorious justice to these green assholes. Now here's the trick. Here's why I'm staying in combat, because I want to test out the Dragoons. And the Vanguard are actually very much going to assist me with that. Because I have exactly 4 attacks. You can keep your Paladin stick. I have exactly 4 attacks, and the leader gets to swing twice. And against the Skitarii Vanguard, they are very radioactive. And that is deadly to any infantry that are not mostly just robots at this point. Which means your toughness is actually reduced by 1, making the toughness 3.
Yep. Which
means we wound on 4s instead of 5s. But first I have to hit you, and we only hit on 4s. We're not great at this. Hit on 4s? That's 2 6s and 2 1s. That's about as split as it can possibly get.
Yeah.
And then these will wound you on 4s. And that is no wounds, but that's okay. Because that debuff will persist into my turn when the Dragoons get involved. And when you are toughness 3, the Dragoons will have a very easy time.
Welcome.
I believe that is the end of my turn.
I believe that is, in fact, the end of your turn. So,
Unfortunately, due to some very poor rolls on the charge, I didn't get to just sweep in and tear him
you could
apart.
have very easily had 10 knobs in there and ripped that first squad to pieces. But 3 of our heroes survived. I do need some morale checks, though, before we move on. The Skitarii Vanguard need
get a 6.
not a 6. And what a morale check is every unit has a leadership stat. And the leadership plus the roll of the morale check, or plus the roll of how many models. Let me start this over. I think that's very important. You roll a d6, and you add how many models died in the unit that turn. And if that is greater than their leadership, some people just flee in terror. You lose the difference. So, since I only lost 2 and their leadership 7, I just have to not roll a 6, which is something I'm very good at doing. So the Vanguard hold firm. Now, the Rangers, on the other hand, who were just bombed, having a much worse situation. They were only leadership 6, because I got the snipers and not the leader, and 3 of them were lost. So on a 4+, I will lose 1 sniper, and on a 5+, the whole unit will flee. There's 1 sniper down.
That is good for me because I don't want him shooting my characters.
But
6+.
glorious Homelord of Gaia.
But you're not good at rolling 6s.
If I roll a 6, he stands firm. And he is going nowhere, Derp! Shaken in his faith, perhaps. But never abandoning the field. Take this camera, my friend.
Now it's your turn.
Take this chat log as we see what we can do with the Adeptus Mechanicus.
So what's everybody talking about?
Well, we do still have a bit of a problem, don't we?
I have surrounded you effectively. We're not close enough to really threaten you quite yet, but next turn, if we are still standing, this is not going to be good for you.
This is still very much an issue. So, the weird boy is still alive, which presents an interesting problem because there is still a mob of 22 boys around him. Which means, although he started with the Killsaw Mega Knobs, he absolutely has the potential to jump the 22 boys into my face next turn and save them the trek across the field. So I need to either kill them or kill the weird boy. Even if I kill the weird boy, though, I'm fairly certain with the war boss's assistance, they can still advance and get a charge off anyway. So I think I'm just going to cut the losses there. Those boys are going to get taken. Unless I shoot them all to death, which I'm not planning on doing at this exact moment. Let me check a bit of ranges here. I mean, I may just mess that range. I may shoot them all to death. I may spread some hoses around. The problem here, and this is just a small game orc problem, is the other big orc racial rule is called mob rule. That means for the purposes of those morale tests, their leadership is actually equal to the number of boys in the squad, or the number of boys in a squad nearby. But since he only has 1 blob of boys at the moment, while they are leadership 22, these knobs over here do not have a fantastic leadership. I don't need to kill all of them. If I can kill 3 or 4 of them...
They actually do have a really good leadership.
What is it, 7?
Yes.
7? Yeah, but if I kill 4 of them...
Orks,
that is good for Orks. If I kill 4 of them... Yeah, I guess I do have to kill the whole unit then. That's 5 knobs plus an ammo around them. So, the War Boss also does something with the morale as well, but not nearly as much as initial mob roll. And of course, with the Death Dread slowly stopping his way over to just do terrible things to me.
If the Death Dread gets close enough... Well, they can't shoot him without moving.
No, they cannot. But they can't.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your Castellans can.
No, they can't. My Skitarii 50-50 can, but they're going to move up anyway. This is an interesting turn. So here's, I think, the plan.
They're actually called BOYZ.
Yeah, the unit
These are BOYZ.
The unit is just called BOYZ.
Yeah, this amalgamate of bodies is BOYZ, and the bigger ones are called knobs. And then you've got all sorts of special units. But it is actually BOYZ and knobs.
The Dominus... How big is the blast radius on the Burnabama when it goes down?
3 inches, I believe. And it is the 3 mortal wounds.
Yes, and I do not want to take those on my Dominus. I don't believe I'm going to shoot it down, but I honestly might. I have a lot of anti-air.
I mean...
And you do still have 1 Burnabomb, and I would prefer that was not dropped on really any of this. And as he's positioned, he could easily turn 90 degrees and fly over pretty much all the left side of my army. Including these guys who probably aren't going anywhere. And, I mean, 2 mortal wounds is the end of the world. I think I'm actually going to make the elected decision to just ignore the Burnabomb.
That is a very unwise executive decision.
I do not think he's going to be able to do it. He has 1 more Burnabomb. And he can't turn this way because he's angled. He has to go this way.
Yep.
So I will simply move everyone I actually care about out of the way.
Well, I mean, there's no reason that I would send him this way anyhow, seeing as you're getting boxed in over here.
Yeah, I'm not concerned with it. The Burnabomb cannot hit anything. It's done its job. It was terrible, but it's done its job. I also don't currently control this objective, but I don't need to until the end of the game. That's not currently a concern either.
I currently control, technically 2.
2?
Yeah, there's 1 inside of this.
Yeah, but I don't believe you're within 3 inches that either.
No, but I can just easily
step as I could easily walk up with this one.
Yeah.
But this is only turn 1. We have plenty of time. I'm going to start moving. My Skitarii Vanguard are going to go ahead and move as so. I'm going to pull them back and deviate from my original plan, which was very much to take up residence by this objective right back here. And we will have to get to that at a later occasion. Right now, I simply want them to get in between the Mega Knobs and the Onager Dooncrawler. They can't entirely do that. They can't quite make a net. That's okay, because I can still move the Dooncrawler away. The Dooncrawler is in a bad place, so I'm not going to be able to stop that from getting charged forever. He is going to stay put. They are going to stay put. They are going to stay put. He is going to stay put.
So as you can tell, he doesn't really want to move a whole lot of his stuff because he is a gun line.
Yeah, I am very shooty. I want exactly the opposite of what he wants out of this. And that is, I just would love to never be in melee. If we could just never, ever fight, that would be fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and move all of my Dragoons up here. Because we are a lot larger than your knobs are. And I would like to hope we can handle that situation. These Skitarii Vanguard are going to simply move forward and present a formidable wall through which your Death Dread must pass before he can reach the neutron laser toting Onager Dooncrawler. While the Dooncrawler itself is going to move just a titch under the side. I feel like it's a little safer over here. Question is, where am I moving this guy? Where are you going to go? Because currently you are in Get Killed Sod.
Yeah.
But if you are walk forward, you're in Get Mobbed by BOYZ. So there's really not a great solution here. I guess we are just going to move forward.
I'm a little low there.
Gonna move forward to here, just to get up a little bit in the way. Because something is going to charge you, I'm sorry. I just cannot screen everything. And, well, distraction card effects have their value. So that is the ending of my movement phase. I do not have a psychic phase, because again, I do not believe in your bitch ass magic.
All about them robots.
So we are going to move directly to the shooting phase. My favorite phase. This is where I'd be good. So here's the interesting part.
I've got the camera. This is Derp.
I am going to drop 1 CP to immediately switch these Castellan robots battle protocol. Now, they start every fight in the Aegis protocol, which gives them an overshield against shooting attacks. You don't have a whole lot of that, not that I care about. Because the ability to actually reflect bullets back at the firer makes them a lot more durable.
Does that even affect a SMOrcin?
Yes, because it is still a shooting attack. Huh. I can somehow reflect fire back at you. It
Got a
reflects
really
like
big fan
SMOrcin missiles and everything. Like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But I'm going to switch the protocol to the Protector protocol. The Protector protocol means they lock anchors attached to the ground and can shoot twice as many shots.
They are Bastion.
But they can no longer move. Yeah, they have just gone into turret mode. And because I'm spending a command point to do this...
We are talking about these robots right here, the two big turrety looking
These men.
dudes.
Because I am using a command point to do this, I am A, down to 3 command points, and B, they are permanently locked into this mode. Which means for the rest of the battle, no matter what happens, they can never move again. That's their home. They are going to sit there and they are just going to be sentry guns for the rest of the game. And then I'm going to, let's just go down the line. Let's just start with the easy stuff. Start with the people who have no other targets. These 5 Brave Skutari Vanguard here are going to shoot at this Death Dread. Because unfortunately I cannot target the Big Mech because he is a character. Which means if he's not the closest enemy model, I can't shoot him. But that is okay because we have plasma weapons. And now that it is not Overwatch, we're fairly good at using them. And we're going to take a bit of a risk here because I do not have access to rerolls right now. And I am going... What is his toughness?
7?
Is it 7?
I think. Let me
check real quick.
Okay.
I will go ahead and look. Because his toughness will actually determine whether or not I'm going to overcharge.
He's on
these
page
shots.
32.
Okay.
If I remember right. He's in the 30s.
If he has toughness 7, I'm going to over. He is in fact toughness 7 with 8 wounds. I am going to overcharge them. Which means if any of these big dice here, I'm going to have to roll them in pairs for each individual guy. On any roll of a 1, we are going into kill mode. And though I will still release the shot, I will unfortunately melt into a sad pile of goo in the process and die horribly. This guy can't see him. He does not get to shoot. They do. So let's just get on the main event here. The first plasma caliber on the edge, hitting on 3s. That is 2 misses, but at least he does not melt. And the second plasma caliber also hitting on 3s. I hit one of those shots. This does wound on a 3. And that is an AP3 attack. So I believe you have a 3+ armor save. Which means that would give you a 6+ armor save, but you have the custom force field on your Big Mech, do you not?
Yes.
Which means you instead
5+
can opt to take the 5+ invulnerable save. So, go ahead and roll me that 5+ invulnerable save here.
There.
It's a 4.
It's a 4.
It is 2 damage if you wish to re-roll that. But I have an entire
I
shooting
can
phase.
guarantee to heal that.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm not very concerned about that. So he's
That
down to
is
6.
6.
On my next movement phase, he gets healed for D3.
2,
And
and then you can use the Ground Oiler to increase that by 1.
yeah. So I'm guaranteed to heal that one way or another.
As for the rest of my gunfire, most of it hits, but it does only wound on 6s, of course, which I do get 1. And thanks to the Radium Carbines, while it has no AP and you save that on a 3+, if you don't save, it does another 2 damage. You wish to reroll that one.
Yeah.
You only get to reroll 1 thing in my whole shooting phase.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is worth it. I'm dropping everything.
put the phone down.
Yeah, put the phone down.
So this is
not
a roll. This is a fairly safe roll, but you
I got another
still
one.
fail it.
So
that is another 2 damage into the Death Dread. The radium rifle did just as much damage as my very expensive plasma calibers. Fantastic. And then we're going to repeat that dance over here in the far corner with the far squad of Skitarii Vanguard firing into the Mega Knobs. Now, I'm not going to overcharge these plasmas because that is entirely not worth doing. Because I will wound them on 3s anyway, and I could boost that to wounding on 2s and 2 damage. I do not believe it's worth it. While I probably won't kill them with this salvo, I stand a good chance of doing it, and I can mop them up later, and the Vanguard aren't important enough to me anyway. Although, on the other hand, before I roll, they're not that important to me. Do I really care if they don't? I don't, actually. I don't care at all for your Sapphire lives. I'm going to overcharge them. So let's not roll 1s here. That was a 1. And the first guy explodes into a sad pile of goo. And that was another 1.
Boy.
And the second guy explodes into a sad pile of goo.
So
this was a good
here,
decision. Both of these Vanguard have just exploded. But the second one did roll a 3. The shot still goes off. And since it is overcharged, it does wound on a 2. That does wound. And an AP3 hit onto a
5-6.
Mega Knob means you need a 5 to save, yes. And this is a 2 damage hit, which will kill the first Mega Knob. Well, not yet, because we'll get to that in a second.
I might as well just roll it.
I mean, yeah, roll it, but it doesn't necessarily kill him. Well, he will die, but you can do some shenanigans with this. He does not save. So bank that.
Yeah.
Because I still have the radium rifle, because I'm going to teach you a thing here if I do a load with the radium rifle. You might already know this, so you might have went over this in Joe's game.
I don't remember anything about the radium rifles.
Not the radium rifles, but just allocating damage in general.
Don't remember.
So I'm going to teach you a thing if I do any damage to this radium rifle. So these also hit on 3s. That is vastly majority of the hits. But unfortunately, because you are tough to 4, they do wound on a 5. Ooh, that is a very good roll! Inspired by the death. Wait a second, I'm Ryan. I still have 2 shots. Let me roll these dice real quick. I still have the final Ryan, which applies anytime they're destroyed.
Okay.
So I can possibly bring back one of those possibilities. I do not. 2 5s. So close and yet so far. But that is a very good set of wounds. Now the problem is that with no AP, your Mega Knobs do have a 2+ armor save. So roll these separately. Roll one of them because one of them is just 1 damage. That one's saved. And then go ahead and roll 4 dice. Roll just all 4 of these guys here. And if any of those are a 1, that is an additional 2 damage. That is not.
Alright, so I saved all of the little boys.
You saved all, so you just took the 1 2 damage hit, which means 1 Mega Knob does die. The thing I was going to tell you, all the shooting from this unit happens simultaneously. So had I landed a 1 damage hit with the radium rifles, you choose how damage is allocated. You have to put it on the person who's already wounded, but you don't have to maximize how many wounds you take. So since he has 2 health, you could have given him the 1 damage hit and then the 2 damage hit when he only had 1 HP and effectively waste a point of damage I had going into him, which we didn't get the opportunity to show. But so you know, that is something you can do with damage allocation. But still,
turns out 2+ is really good.
It's very good when I'm shooting you with AP, and it's very good when I land one of my 4 plasma caliber shots, and also they both die.
That makes it.
For my guys, yes, it'll be at the end of the turn because I lost 2 of them on my own turn.
Yeah.
So they might flee on a 6. Then I suppose we are going to move to this Onager Dune Crawler, which is going to fire both of its Cognis heavy stubbers at the knobs on the hill and the neutron laser at the Death Dread, because I have an opportunity to finish it off before the Big Mech can kill it. Because it does only have 4 health. And if I hit with the neutron laser, it does at least 3 damage. I maybe we got the split firing. Might be better to shoot everything at this, but the Cognis probably won't wound it.
I get an invulnerable save against that because it's a shooty.
You do, yes.
Awesome.
You do get your can bypass because you have the custom force field. So here is 6 dice for, we'll start with the machine guns. This is going into the knobs, and this does hit on a 3. Those are some very good 6s that don't do a whole lot of anything fancy for me.
This
and
makes
this
me
is
happy.
strength 4 into toughness 4, which means it wounds on a 4. Wow!
Those are all 6s.
That is 5 6s! is when it literally doesn't mean anything.
Alright.
The dice in this game, that is astronomical. I have never seen such an event.
Yeah. Of course, when it doesn't matter, you'll
When
get
it doesn't matter at all, but that is such a fantastic
that was
roll.
my knobs up here by
Because
the
your
paint
knobs
board.
do have a 4+ armor save first off, and then of course, yes, the Pain Boy will assist them with it. You need to make 5 saving throws, of which they fail 4 of them.
So that's 4 6 pluses.
The dock on the hill does give them, similar to the Grian trait, a final chance to roll a 6 and survive, which they fail all. And having 2 wounds, that means 2 of the knobs
1.
have 3 wounds.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
No.
Oh, because you're going to take the ammo run,
Yeah.
of course.
So this little boy right here, he has
I forgot
1
about the
health,
ammo run.
and I can allocate a single attack to him, and I lose the benefits of having him, which is nothing, because orcs suck at shooting.
He is effectively an additional wound,
So I will
which
get rid
does
of
keep 1 knob alive.
1 of...
A decision to make. You want to get rid of a chopper knob
Scorch
or
is
a
real
combi
good.
scorcher knob?
Yeah, Scorch is real good, but I think Wappity's better.
So
So,
get rid of a combi scorcher.
yeah. So he has a chopper,
And then 1
but
knob
he's
is
a combo scorcher.
yeah. And then, if you're getting rid of the combi scorchers, is the other combi scorcher the one that is at 1 health now?
Yes.
Okay.
No.
No. Because 1 more of them
Yeah,
has.
I took 4.
Yes.
Yeah, so yes.
So the other combi scorcher has 1 HP. Now here is the beginning of the neutron laser. Now the neutron laser fires D3 shots, which is a just
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
gigantic
6.
pain because it is a huge fan of rolling 1s. That's not my roll. I got it. Should have been my roll because it was a 5, but that's not my roll.
Anything off the table doesn't count.
Yes. The good news is that this roll is a fantastic target to reroll with my 1 reroll for the shooting phase. It's a very fantastic target. But hopefully it's just not a 1 or a 2. That is a 6.
So those knobs
That
are more
means-
than likely dead.
This is into the death grip, though.
Oh, I thought you
Yes.
shot the 2 things at them.
That was the 2 things. Oh, that was both of them together. It's the 2 of the same.
Oh, okay.
It's like a twin big shoot. It's a twin.
Okay, so this is 6 shots at him.
This is 3 shots because it's D3. But
3 shots.
3 shots into the Death Dread will very hopefully destroy it before I have to worry about its scorches and the fact that my plasmas can't shoot for shit. So these do hit on a 3. 2 of them hit. And as a strength 10 weapon,
Toughness 7,
this
so
does
4 plus.
wound on a 3.
3.
Higher.
3 plus.
This does wound on a 3.
Oh,
That is
baby!
dramatically the opposite of the 5.
You guys
6
see
I
that
just
right
rolled.
there?
I believe that is probably worth my 1 reroll for the turn. Because I only need a 3.
I still have the invulnerable set.
Come back. Yeah, you do need a 5 plus.
This is how bad his tank is missing right now.
Hey, that does hit. So you need a 5 plus invulnerable save, or you take D6 damage, which has a... Damn it. And the Big Max
Nothing.
custom force field
Deflects that
that's
shit
protected
off
with
into
3
the
shots on the
atmosphere.
neutron laser. As per usual, I do not a point of damage. I'm actually learning from all these practice games I've been playing that it's really just not worth bringing neutron lasers. I cannot remember the last time my neutron laser did damage to anything.
To be fair, see, this guy right here, he's got a teleporting blast on him, but it sucks. So right now it's a custom force field. So without the custom force field, this would more than likely be dead.
All the neutron laser does is bait me into wasting CP on it every single game. I don't believe it's actually worth the expenditure. So, we are going to move on. I'm going to see what I can do. I'm going to try and take out the knobs without using the castle on robots. I am going to fire the Dominus at the knobs. And
So what does he do?
Dominus has 2 guns, and I actually double checked because Joe hasn't played with me in forever because he hates castle on robots. So, let me just quickly recap what exactly his guns are, because he is also carrying my relic. He has the Boss Phoenix. The Dominus has a Volkite Blaster, which is 3 strength 6 shots with a chance to do mortal wounds. And the relic, the Boss Phoenix, which I know is not mechanically one of the best for the Admech, but it is my favorite. which is an additional 3 shots. Strength 5 also wounding on 3s. But these ones are AP 3, which means they will only get their Pain Boy save. So let me start with the Phosphenix. And the Dominus does hit on 2s, and he has an aura 6 inches around him that anyone rerolls 1s. He is within 6 inches of himself. So it is pretty hard to miss these shots. So I hit all 3 of them, and then these are strength 5s. They will wound on a 3.
Those are toughness 5.
Oh, they're toughness 5?
Yeah, because they're knobs.
Oh, I thought they were strength 5, toughness 4.
No,
Let me double check.
Yeah, double check, because I could have swore the knobs were specifically toughness 5, because they're bigger boys.
They are bigger boys, but I believe it is only their strength that increases. But
No, strength says the same.
Did we have it backwards? No, they have strength 5, toughness 4. Yeah, they're strength. They're bigger.
So what do the knobs get?
They get the extra strength.
No, they have the same strength.
No, they're strength 5.
Yeah, these are strength 5.
Boys are strength 4.
Boys are strength 5.
Boys are strength 4.
I could.
Boys are strength 4, toughness 4. Knobs are strength 5, toughness 4, and they have an additional attack, as well as better leadership, and the fact that every one of them gets to take special weapons instead of only the boss knob. So you get to have those combi scorches and big tapas throughout the unit. So these will wound on 3s. None of them.
Oh boy.
So we still have the Volkite Blaster, also hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s. Also very difficult to miss a shot with. Almost, but we didn't do it. And this also wounds on 3s, but a 6s will produce an immediate mortal wound. And 2 more 1s. 1 wound, but this has no AP, so you do get a 4+ armor save. But if you fail, 1 more knob is dead.
Luckily, he already has wound on him.
Yes. Well, it only has 1 damage. That's why I'm saying 1 more knob
okay.
is dead, because the 1 more damage shot. That was armor save, but he does get the Pain Boy. So you have the last chance with a 6+. And that knob falls.
So
this does manage to gun down a single knob.
So that is actually a morale check.
That will be a morale check. You can possibly fail the morale there, but I still have.
That is a. Let's see.
Still have some shooting yet. It is undecided. So the weird boy has 6 wounds, correct?
So if you roll on a morale check, weird boy has 4. On a morale
He has
check.
4 wounds.
Yes, that way he can survive a.
I am certainly going to snipe him then.
So a. What the fuck was I gonna ask?
Morale check. You have lost 2 knobs.
And a.
You have leadership 7. So if you roll a 6, 1 more knob will flee.
And the ammo run.
Ammo run does not count for morale.
Okay, so.
Which is why they're so good. Any of the runts and the grot, like the grot oiler, they don't count for morale. The orcs literally do not care that they're dead.
Okay.
So we will move on to the 2 snipers. The 2 snipers in the corner
These 2 fuckers
are going to try to shoot
right
the Necron hiding in the middle of the mob of boys. Because I can't actually, they have scopes, they can tell there is a Necron there. They are confused, they are scared. They need 3s to hit. I reroll 1s, but not 2s, so that is the only die result. It is a guaranteed miss. What is the toughness? I'm sure it's 4 or 5. The point is I'm strength 7, so I'm positive I wound you on a 3. 6, it is a headshot, which does, in addition to the normal damage, D3 mortal wounds. So, that's another 1. No damage.
You can't reroll that because you already rerolled.
That's a wound. Oh, no one did anyway. It's not worth it. Dang, this is not going fantastic. I have missed nearly everything.
I mean, we both did.
Yeah, but you're supposed to. That's what your factor does. I hit on 2s and 3s, and I still missed nearly every shot of my army.
Right now, I'm at a decent advantage.
You are at a very large advantage because you are nearly upon me, and I've killed almost nothing in an army that its hallmark is they are easy to kill. So I have left the Icarus Array Dune Crawler, the Castellan robots, and the 3 Dragoons. The Dragoons are going to fire their Phosphor Serpentas into the knobs as well.
Into the other group of knobs.
The ones that I can't shoot into melee. They're also okay. So it's going to be the ones on the hill. So
you're just really focused on killing that group.
Well, that's really all they can shoot because I can't shoot the Pain Boy because he's not the closest model these knobs are. Yeah. Which even though they're an invalid target, they still stop me from shooting the Pain Boy.
Oh, that's literally the only target then.
Yeah, I literally have to shoot the knobs. It's the only thing I can shoot. With 18-inch range, I can't reach anything else.
Okay.
I should have actually led with them because
just
they have
the
no
perspective of what we're talking about. Because these guys are actually close, but they're in melee, so you can't shoot them. So that means
both of these are characters, which since these are closer, I cannot target them. which leaves the knobs as the only viable target for the Dragoons.
Because nothing else is within range. So it's an interesting little setup that I accidentally did. I did not realize that this would happen.
Well, I moved the Dragoons there. They have 10-inch moves. They could have gone very far. But I wanted to try to clear out that group of knobs before they didn't damage, because there were still combi scorchers there. And with those gone, not a huge concern anymore. But
Only two of them are gone.
2 of the scorches? The other 2 are in melee, though.
Boss knob.
Oh, the boss still has a scorcher. You're correct. So, they only have sidearms. They only have their Phosphor Serpentis. They do hit on 3s. 2 of them hit, 1 misses, and they do wound on 3s. Both of these do wound. And the Phosphor Serpenta is AP 1, so you'll need 2 5+ armor saves. These guys running up on their chickens with their sidearms. Both those failed. You do the Pain Boy. If you fail both, another knob flees. 1 wound off the knob. The Pain Boy saves him from fleeing the field.
It doesn't matter. Next wound kills 1.
I am going to fire, and this may be a mistake, the entire Icarus Array and the Cognis Heavy Stubber at the knobs on the wall. I am so unconcerned with the Burnabama that I am going to turn my anti-air weapon to the hill and try to kill the knobs that wait there. The Burnabama does not have enough potential to do much of anything, so I am not horribly concerned. So first off, the machine gun, similar to the other one, these all hit on 3s, and they wound on 4s. That is no wounds. And then we get into the Icarus Array, the anti-air gun. This one is interesting because it is 10 shots, but it is spread over a series of profiles. This begins with a single large rocket. Now, since I'm shooting an anti-air gun at the ground, it's not really meant to do that. I hit on 4s instead of 3s. So this is just the primary rocket that does hit. It is strength 7, so this will wound you on a 3.
It's toughness 7.
That is caught. This is what? No, I'm shooting the knobs.
Oh, you're not. If this is not doing its intended purpose,
it's shooting the knobs.
I forgot.
That is no wound. And then there is the Gatling rockets, the smaller variety, which all hit on 4s. 2 of them hit. These will also wound on 3s. 1 wound into the knobs. And that is AP 2, so they'll need a 6. Because they're 4+ armor. The knobs have a 4. That's another thing to get over the boys. That's only 1 wound. So only 1 die. Well, I guess roll both because they have the Pain Boy too. That's a
so
1.
That's a 1. This needs to be a 6.
And
so 1 is dead.
Guaranteed dead knob. But hold on to that, because this next weapon is 2 damage. So you can assign one of those 2 damages to the 1 health knob.
Okay.
To waste a damage and save another knob, potentially. 2 of those hit, 2 of those miss.
This has a lot of shots.
It has 10 shots across 3 profiles. So they're only hitting on 4s because, again, it's an anti-air gun and I'm just shooting flak at the ground. And this is, in fact, the twin flak cannon on the front. These will again wound you on 3s. That is 2 wounds. These ones are AP 1. So you do get a 5 up. You pass 1, and, well, it is 2 damage, so you need 2 Pain Boy 6s, because the Pain Boy does apply to individual hits of damage, not attacks.
Is it?
So, yes. Everything but a save is individual points of damage. So, there's 1.
1. That was a 6 on the floor, by the way.
And 1.
Alright, so
1
1
knob
damage.
dies, and another one goes down to 1 wound.
And I need to make a morale check on the start of my turn for that unit.
Yes. So now we have the Castellan
Which is going to be 4 because I get a +1 from him. To leadership, or does his leadership apply to
I will
surrounding?
need to check what he does, because I think he does something weird. I don't think he just gives you a flat bonus to your leadership. I think...
He's the very top entry.
Yes, it is if one of your knobs flees, instead of fleeing, he will do D3 mortal wounds to the unit. Which means he can potentially just kill all of them. But if only one of them flees, of course, you won't want to use that. So if they both flee, you can possibly save them by killing one of them before the second can flee. The Commissar approach. I am going to shoot. Now these guys both have 3 guns on them.
So this is basically the end of your turn.
This is, well, I'm going to charge with the dragons, but otherwise, yes.
Okay.
I have 3 shots, or 3 guns on each of these. Each of those guns shoots 3 bullets. So they should have 9 shots apiece with 18 total shots. But in Protector Protocol, I have 36 shots, which is conveniently exactly as many dice as come in one of these small containers. So I have...
So I'm going to set this up here for this.
This many bullets here. This is the fun part. I didn't know where this was going to go, because where this was going to go very much depended on the rest of my shooting, which is all exceptionally poor. So,
get this to set up.
I mean, it'll go pretty fast. You can hold it if you want. And I'm going to split this.
It's just not going to sit, so I will hold it.
I'm going to split this. I am going to fire one of those guns, which is 6 shots, at the knobs, and the other 5 guns at the boys.
At the already weakened.
At the weakened, of course. I can't shoot the ones in melee still. So the Cast-on robots hit on a 4, but they are within range of the re-rolling ones from the Dominus. So they are not fantastic at shooting. They very much rely on some additional support from Belisarius' call to the real damage we did not bring today because we are Grime, but that is still 3 hits. And at strength 6, these will wound you on 3s, of which I get 2. And these are AP 2. So you will need 6s to save these attacks. Neither save, and does the Pain Boy help somebody?
I don't think he's close enough at this point. It's 3
I believe
inches.
it's 6 inches on the Pain Boy, actually. Pain Boy's got a pretty big roll. You're up. He does not either, though. So 1 more knob dies, and the final knob
The boss
is
knob.
left at 1 HP. Let's put those dice. Let's put those on the pile.
Yes.
Now I gotta count these to make sure. Hang it.
You get to watch Squid count dice.
Yes, I did put them in the pile. So I remove the 6 that I fired at that, and all the rest of this dicey goodness
Is going at these
is
boys.
going into the Ork boys, which, while they are not currently in my face, are going to very shortly be in my face. So I prefer there be a lot less of them when that happens. I need 4s on this mighty roll.
That's a good roll.
And I will pick out the 1s, because the 1s can be rerolled. And I will pick out the misses. And there's one that managed to land the cock, which is somewhat impressive on a 4 dice, which is a hit. That is a very good roll. Oh, that's a 3 also. That is a very good roll, actually. So far, that many hits. 5 rerolls from the Dominus.
That's
Converts into 4
another
more hits,
crooked
another
one.
cocked. 5 more hits! Dominus getting extreme value there. And since these boys only have a 6+ armor save and are not in range of a custom force field or a Pain Boy, every
roll
3
6.
here... No, they have no armor save at all.
Okay, this is
Every 3 here is simply a dead boy.
3?
Because this is a strength 6 gun.
Oh, I thought you meant every 3 hits, and I was like,
No, every 3 on the
Okay,
die
so every
is
3
just
is a
a
dead
dead
boy.
boy.
so that could just kill all.
This could possibly hose down the whole unit. That is 1, 2,
That's not
3,
gonna kill
4, 5. It's not even close. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Made up for the great hit roll with a terrible wound roll, but 12 boys
All right.
are
So I'm gonna need you to
slain
hold this.
by the Castellan's barrage.
We're gonna take 12 boys farthest away.
Which means they're now down to leadership 10, which means not only will they make a morale check, they're guaranteed to fail it. The question is how many of them will flee.
With 2 bosses?
The boss is not near enough to keep order.
No, there's boss mob.
The boss mob doesn't help them with morale.
Okay.
The war boss helps by killing them, but their leadership is equal to the number of boys around, which is now down to 10. So you will lose 2 plus 1d6 more boys
12.
before they're able to go anywhere. Castellan robots, very, very angry. That's it for my shooting. Now all that's left is my very meager fight phase, where I'm going to charge your knobs. I don't really believe I can fail. But 2d6 charge is 5 inches, which is more than enough to get the 3 Sidonian Dragoons into me. This one is just going to go ahead and get up right here.
Oops.
And the city falls. This one. And if it looks like I'm breaking these arms are in fact magnetized on here, because otherwise it would be just absolutely impossible to transport these guys with a huge spiky thing sticking off. So they are very, very flexible. I'm not damaging the models or anything. It's a little awkward. I guess I will, with the 5 inches, put him up on the hill and then move him to there, because he can fight through him with the ranked fighting. And then as I charge, I will fight first with the Sidonian Dragoons, which let me briefly double check, because these are brand new models, and I'm very excited to see how they perform. So the Dragoons have a weapon skill of 3+, strength 5, but their taser lance gives them +3, which means they are strength 8, which actually means they'll be hitting on 3s and wounding on 2s versus your knobs. And their weapon is 2 damage. So every successful wound will outright kill a knob if they fail their armor save, which they will get a 5+, because they're only AP1. And on a hit roll of a 6+, the taser lance critically hits, causing 3 hits. Now, each of them does only have 3 attacks, so I have 9 total swings here. But I am going to, and this is not a fantastic decision, but this is really just the thing I want to try, spend 1 more command point here for the Conqueror Doctrina Imperative. And that means that any unit of my choice, and of course maybe the Sidonian Dragoons, may add 1 to their rolls in the fight phase, or 2 if they have a broad spectrum data tether. And all Sidonian Dragoons come equipped with a broad spectrum data tether. Now that would mean I normally hit on 1s, but much like Pathfinder, 1s are always a miss. However, since they do triple hits on a 6+, and they're getting added 2 every 4 or higher, will now result in 3 successful hits instead of 1. So
Very good combo.
2s to hit, that's the thing I really wanted to try with them. 2s to hit, 4s to critically hit. That is a terrible roll. An absolutely terrible roll. 4 hits.
I mean, that's still going to kill all of them.
Maybe. 2 critical hits, which means I will have more wound dice than I had hit dice originally. I'm up to 10 dice now. At strength 8, I will wound you on 2s, and if this has less 1s in it, I may still kill them. 2 1s is around the average, which means you will have this many saving throws to make on a 5+. And you need to make at least half of those, actually. Just go ahead and roll the small dice, because it's 8 saves.
Alright.
And every 5+ saves and every failure is a 2 damage dead knob.
5+?
3 saves, exactly 5 means the squad of knobs is defeated.
No.
There is a moth in the room now.
Ammo run.
Oh, you have the ammo run. Correct, there will be 1 survivor.
Which is, of course, going to be the boss.
Which is, of course, going to be the boss, who will not take any damage at all, but I still have the Skitari Vanguard.
Which one's those?
The guys that are also in there with you.
Okay.
Yeah, their fight phase, of course, all of the Dragoons will be allowed a 3-inch consolidate. Get closer to the nearest enemy model. Oh yeah, here you go. Get closer to the nearest enemy model, and I'm going to use that to consolidate my Dragoons into a barrier. That falls over. A barrier, as well as I can.
I mean, you can just set him on the ground and we'll just say I can't go back.
And just say he's on the hill. To consolidate him as well as I can into a barrier. 3 inches here, I guess you just have to go forward, which means this one actually does have to be on the ground to maintain coherency. Try and just get around him. And the Skitari did not charge, but they are still in combat, and I will consolidate so this little guy here can get to fight. Get to take his swings, do his best.
We
once again
did not factor in the radiation poison.
I can't wound on better than 2s, so
Okay.
works either way. I actually didn't need it. I thought they were strength 7, not 8. I thought I needed the radiation poisoning to wound on 2s, but I actually don't. They wound on 2s regardless. But they does still make the Skitari Vanguard wound on 4s. But first they have to hit on 4s. And they land 2 little punches, wounding on 4s, One of them gets through, but you have your 4+ on save. Which does save you.
So no
So
damage.
the boss
from that.
knob still at full health. Now your boss knob doesn't get to fight back, and he can choose to either swing at the Sidonian Dragoons or the Vanguard as he chooses.
Well, boss knob.
He has a
Pull it up real
he
quick. I
has
think he has
the
one
relic
extra.
chopper, I believe.
I think he has one extra attack over the regular knives.
I will check. He may have 4 attacks. The boss knobs. Well, the boss knobs usually do, but that's because the rest of the squad is not knobs. So I don't know if the boss knob actually does in a squad of knobs. He does not. The boss knob just has 1 more leadership. So he has 3 swings with the relic chopper. Who are you swinging at? For reference.
I'm gonna hit the little boys.
Okay, yeah, the Dragoons are actually fairly beefy. So hitting on 3s, you miss
So
1 of those
2.
attacks, and then you wound on 2s.
How am I rolling this?
I don't know. You wound on 2s because they are small children.
So I killed 1.
Well, what's the AP? 2?
Yes.
He has a 6+ armor save still, which he fails, and the 6+ Ryan Resolve, which he fails. You do slay 1 of them. And then we'll go ahead at this point and take. I will take the leader and hope for the best.
Yeah.
I mean, he does
2 hours in, and we're about to wrap up turn 1.
Yes, we are almost on turn 1. All right, so morale checks. The men in the corner actually need a morale check simply because they watched so many of the comrades dissolve themselves with terrible shooting.
Yeah, if I was, if we had like Joe or D in here or something to hold the camera, then all the rolls would be in the shot. But when I'm rolling, it's hard for me to keep this shit in the.
And it is actually kind of hard to aim such a small webcam
Yeah,
because
this camera's weird because it
it's-
looks like it's aimed, but it's actually more like
it's
here.
a very tiny webcam. It's meant to be put on top of your computer. It's not meant to be aimed at something. It's very actually difficult to just eyeball where exactly it's pointing. But morale check for the corner squad, 6 or as a flea, they're good. Morale check for the ones near. Oh, the Dragoons actually buffed their leadership, so they are leadership 7 without their leader, so they cannot flee. But I believe you need a morale test for your knobs and your boys.
All right.
Both squads of knobs, actually.
Here's this. So
So what are we going to start with? That's
this
1
is
dice.
just for the both
It's
knobs
but
because it's
we,
gonna be the same.
you got to roll 1 at a time though, because we don't know who is who. If you roll 2 dice,
all right,
we
lower
don't know
first.
which. So the lower one, they are leadership 7, right? Yeah, they're fine. A 1 is a pass.
Oh, so you want lower?
Yes, because the number you roll plus the casualties has to be your leadership or lower. So this is the one roll in the game you want low numbers, and with Snake Eyes, all of your knobs
Yeah.
Your final 2 knobs do not flee, but your boys are definitely taking losses because they are leadership 10 and have already lost 12 bodies.
So what
So
does that mean?
that means you still need to roll a morale check, but since you're already over your leadership, that number plus 2, that gives you a 17 in your losses versus your leadership 10, which means 7 more boys flee the field under the withering hail of fire from the Castellan robots.
I get to keep the 2 bosses.
You do get to keep the 2 bosses. Which means that is your turn. And that brings us 1 hour later to turn 2. Now, we are also taking this very slowly because not only is Derp new to this, I want this to be an introduction to any of you that are watching. Because I know a lot of my regular viewers don't know much, if anything, about Warhammer 40k Beyond Heresy is. So I'm trying to explain what we're doing step by step and give you guys some insight. And the setup will eventually be upgraded dramatically to a much better place where this stream will be much, much more doable. And I hope by then you can follow along with what's going on without me having to explain every piece of this. That's the fantastic idea. But we are in your movement phase now. So
I'm going to start this by healing him.
he does heal at the end of the movement phase.
Okay.
So he needs to be within 3 inches of him at the end of the movement phase. So if you want to advance him, you risk the big mech not being able to keep
I'm
up.
advancing him. I'm
Okay.
moving him.
All right.
Because
that
he
is
just
fair.
needs to move,
That is
and
fair.
he will be within
And you can
range.
advance him first to see how much range you have.
Yeah.
Which is to make sure your death does not go
So
away.
8 inches.
8 inches total. That's the same. I have the same problem because I have 2 repairing guys as well, and it's also at the end of the movement phase, so I have to worry about that movement just to get through. So suddenly, With the fire from the Castellans, regardless of your good morale checks, this is looking fairly okay for me right now.
Yeah, I mean, it turns out those guys.
The Castellan robots are pretty much my entire army. They are very, very angry. And I would like to thank you for bringing me 2 more of them for Christmas. Thank you, Joe. That is going to be a fan. Joe will very much appreciate that.
So
the fact that instead of 36, I'll have 72 shots coming out of the Castellan robots in the corner.
these guys.
Let me see the chat device.
Yeah.
So I can talk to
One of
these
boys
guys.
here. So I'm rolling to advance these boys over to this objective.
So that, for reference, that does not matter until the end of turn 5 if we get there. 6 is a big advance, though. So they will definitely get to the area. Is Derp still winning? A lot of bodies have dropped there, but I don't know what value the place of New Orks. That is hard to say.
Depends on
Because
this turn.
yeah, this turn may give us a much clearer view because he has a Death Dread and a Big Mech rapidly approaching on this flank. He still has 1 full health Mega Knob with a handful of saws on that flank. The boys are mostly routed and the knobs are few in number, but the War Boss alone is very threatening. Not to mention this full health Weird Boy can still drop a whole lot of psychic magic
Advancing
on my army should he
the
get close.
Big Mech.
Before you do that, keep in mind you are not near the War Boss, so if he advances, he cannot charge. And you are very close to me, so you can probably just walk normally.
Oh, yeah. Not near the War Boss.
Yeah, the War Boss only lets people within 6 inches of him charge after advancing, because advancing is like a... I'm going to put a lot of this in Pathfinder terms, because I feel like a lot more use of Pathfinder than Warhammer. But advance is like a double move. So you can't really do anything else after you advanced.
Can you Psychic after advancing?
Yes. Psychic is not a...
Alright, 6 inches.
Technically, it does get him slightly further. He did advance.
I mean, I just want him behind this wall.
That's fair. Good amount of cover so the snipers will stop firing on. What are my Necrons being used as? Your one Necron here is a Weird Boy who survived the snipers because, again, they did nothing. They tried, though. They do their best, and that's what counts. So he is very locked in. I don't believe that knob is going anywhere. He is going to go down with the ship. But reinforcements are very much on the way.
So facing from here,
Still keep Burnham
I can just shoot straight down.
Yes, you can.
And is he part of these?
No, he is a separate unit.
Alright, well,
The Castellans are a unit together, and the other 2 models here are both individual characters. So that's why I was not terribly concerned with your burn bomb. You will get at most 2 mortal wounds out of a bomb.
I'll end up over here because 90 degrees.
Yep.
Straight that way.
Far into the field.
On the way, I will drop a bomb on your, what's he called?
The Warlord, the Dominus, who, and it's a little too late for this now, I did entirely forget his Warlord trait allows him to reroll all wound rolls against infantry, which he definitely failed a lot of last turn. But I did forget that, and that is my fault. There are a lot of things to keep track of in 40k, and I am still very new to this. I am just doing my best to keep up.
D6 to 4 plus him.
Yeah, so on a 4+, he will take 1 mortal wound from the firebomb, which the Burnabomb is just having no luck with this Dominus. And even dropping a huge napalm bomb did manage to inflict 1 mortal wound.
So D3.
It is a single mortal wound. It's a mortal wound for each 4+.
The burn,
yes,
or the
Blitzabomber. The
Blitzabomber
Blitzabomber is the one that's good for what you're doing here. That is the one that's better to drop on vehicles and single models.
So,
unfortunately, I just don't have any good targets for your burn bomb after the snipers, which you have already done.
yeah, that was his job. After this shooting phase, I don't care what happens to that jet.
Yeah, I already don't care what happens to this. This jet is already largely irrelevant to me. Because he's going to fly this way, and then he's going to just do nothing for 2 turns while he wheels around trying to get back.
Well, no, he'll still have the range from here to shoot these guys.
That's fair, but you do suffer a -1 for shooting Sidonian Dragoons at all times. And I have a sneaking suspicion they're going to be in melee when he wants to shoot them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which means he can't shoot them anyway. I'm not concerned with the burn bomb, though. The rest of the squad here, and of course, because they are slightly higher up on the hill, they are 1 inch away. You can't move within 1 inch, but they're effectively so they're like just
be like right here,
just like on the edge of the hill.
It's not like I could fail the charge.
Yeah, you're not gonna fail. But here we go. There's no conceivable way to fail the charge there anyway, and they will have no Overwatch, of course, because of the 1 surviving knob keeping them locked in melee. What's up, Variant 901? It's going pretty good. So that's your movement, isn't it? I think that is everything. At the end of your movement phase, did you get him within 3 inches? Because I mean, I know you meant to, so if you did,
Yeah.
that's no big deal. I'm aware that was the intention, and you clearly have the movement for it.
Yes.
So go ahead and heal him for D3
+1.
+1 using the Grot Oiler's one-time ability to increase his roll by 1, giving him 4 wounds back and returning him to full health.
Fuck yeah.
Death Grid is back to 8 after eating an entire 3 rounds of neutron laser burst like everything else I've ever played against. Still not really sold on the value of the neutron laser. I seriously can't remember the last time it did damage.
Alright, so Psychic Phase.
Psychic Phase.
I'm going to smite this.
You're going to smite the Icarus Array. This needs... It doesn't have the power of the Wog anymore, so you need a 5+ raw, which is somewhat hard to get on 2 dice. That's a 9. That was almost a big smite. If you roll a 10+ on a smite roll, you actually deal D6 mortal wounds instead of D3.
So-
You're 1 off. You gonna reroll that?
No.
Oh, so
That's
3
3.
mortal wounds. Rating this an 11.
That should have been. Well, no.
8.
That's,
A powerful smite.
okay.
And that's the Psychic Phase. Very simple Psychic Phases here. Of course, I'm not going to spend a CP to try to prevent you from smiting the Icarus Array. I don't care about that much.
It's not like he has anything else to do right now.
Yeah, and I could spend a CP to try and stop that, but I'm just not.
I mean, you have 1 left.
Yeah, I would much rather use that to try to triple the cattle prods again.
Yeah.
That was a much valued stratagem right there. That's the advantage of squatting my dragons together rather than running them individually.
So now shooting.
That was the shooting phase. You
So,
don't have a whole lot left.
Scorcher,
they can
Scorcher.
shoot. What can they reach though? They
I
can't
forgot
fire into
they can't
melee.
shoot those guys.
I don't believe they can. And everything else near them is characters.
I can shoot over here.
You can shoot with your boys.
And I can shoot
your
over here.
Big Mech
and I
can
can
shoot
shoot
his
right
custom shooter, and your bomber can shoot.
Okay.
But I believe
so,
that's it. You don't have a whole lot of. On your Death Grid also has the Scorches as well.
Yeah,
You in
he's
fact
about
can't
to shoot 2 D6 Scorches. What's up?
I was just looking at that.
Okay. Alright, 2 D6s.
We shoot 6 total shots out of the 2 Scorches. And this is into the Vanguard, of course, so anything in range.
4, 5,
And those automatically hit.
6,
So you hit me 6 times.
strength 5.
And these wound on 3s. Which is, that is a 1 inside the house there.
Alright, so that's
So
4.
there's going to be 4 wounds. And, it is a new battle round. My canticle is going to be reroll 1s in the shooting phase. I keep forgetting I need to choose at the beginning of the round.
Okay.
I can't choose the same canticle twice in a row. So as they are not in cover, they have a 4+ armor save, and the -1 AP from the Scorcher. Need 5s to survive this attack, of which I got 9.
So they get their
They have their
6s.
Ryan 6+, which I
2.
got 2.
Not
Much
bad.
better than the previous roll. I will select the 2 nearest the inn to remove from the fight here and leave the barrier in the way of the Death Dread as well as I can.
So I forget what the custom shoot is. Assault.
Let me
6?
double check. I believe it is Assault 4.
I mean, either way, it's bullets.
Yeah, it's bullets. I think it is twice. I think it's exactly twice as good as a regular shooter. But let me double check, because I will find out. The custom shooter is Assault 4. It is 2 shooters strapped together
All right.
in true Orks fashion. So 4
5
shots
plus.
hitting on eyes. That is 3 6s. 3 of those shots do hit, and they go on to wound on 3s. Because
Actually, he advanced, so those were 6 pluses.
oh, you actually needed the 6s. Yeah, I actually forgot about that, but you still 3 hits. And these will wound on 3s. All
Oh,
3 of those.
baby.
I saved these on 4s. Only get 1 of those. Ryan Discipline. 1 of those 2. That's actually a 5. I hate this D6.
Yep.
2 more guys die to the custom shooter. This is the worst D6 ever created. Alright, that leaves us with 1 proud plasma caliber toting warrior
He's about to die.
who is very, very dead. He is not surviving.
All right, so the 4 plus assault 6.
I'm looking at the twin big shooter. Is that going to shoot at who?
That's going to shoot at the tank.
At the Onager Dune Club.
Because, I mean, who else?
Okay, yeah, I was just checking. You could reach for it. It has some range. You could possibly reach the castle on if you wanted to shoot them.
Yeah. Might as well.
It does have some good range. Both targets are toughness 7, so I mean you're equally unlikely to wound either of them. But either could happen. Let me just actually double check. I believe it's 24.
So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure you are in range of other targets should you want them.
This is as far as I go.
That's fine. As long as you can reach any part of the unit, you can shoot the unit.
Yeah,
You
so I can
both.
shoot these guys.
Yes, you absolutely can shoot those guys.
All right.
This is
so-
a 36-inch range, actually.
Ooh.
It is very reachy. You could possibly shoot the snipers if you really wanted to. I thought that at a surprising range. The super shooter is also 36 inches. Does not quite reach the snipers, and since everyone in the middle there is characters, your options are basically the Castellan robots.
Yeah.
Or the other Doom Crawler.
And there's no point in me shooting that one
Not particularly.
because he's literally he's dead.
This man is dead. He is a dead man walking.
All
So this is fired at the Castellan robots who
4
now
plus.
realize their power and does not want to have them shoot again, landing 4 of the shots, but you do need 5s to wound because you are shooting at a toughness 7 target.
That's a 6.
We don't take drop dice here. We don't take drop dice here. We don't take cock dice either. We roll both. Roll this like a man.
So it's 5 plus.
Yes.
Nothing.
No wounds. We still have the super shooter, which is strength 6, so you can possibly do exactly the
It's
same
3
thing.
shots.
That means he has 3 more shots. That one has AP, also 36-inch range. Also to the Castellan robots?
Yeah.
Okay. All of them
6, 5.
hit. They hit on 5s, and that is all 3. They do wound on 5s, so you can do that again. I have a problem. 1 wound.
Okay, so that's fine.
One
So-
wound comes through. It is AP 1. Without their Aegis protocol to protect them, the Castellans only do have a 3+ armor save, which means I need a 4. He does absorb the shit.
Alright.
Shit. He absorbs the shit. Absorbs the shit out of it.
2 shots.
2 Scorcher missiles going. Where are these going? This is not 36 anyway. You missed them anyway, so it's hard to do earlier. Only hits on
All of my
5s.
weapons are able to reach that one. So
Oh, you're right. The 24 inches did actually reach back into the Castellan robots.
so
So we are
we
left
come
with.
over here.
We come to the shooters.
Um,
And we take us
all 3 of them just have pistols. So
to the sluggers. Actually,
And
they advanced.
no, they didn't. Yes, they did.
They did.
Yes, they
They
did.
advanced 6 inches actually. They had a very large
Yeah.
advance. I thought they had shooters for some reason. So I believe that's actually just your shooting phase there.
That is all of my
Just
shooters.
these 2 models right here. In true Orc fashion, we are not here for the guns. This brings us to the charge phase, where some terrible things are going to befall me.
All right. Charge for bone saws.
The kill saws back here into the 3 remaining Vanguard who did not puddle
He makes
themselves. As a
He
9
might actually.
easily makes it.
Well, I said these guys.
You did say
so
the Vanguard, so you, unfortunately you could.
I can go to
Yeah.
the backside.
You can go to the backside, and if you kill them, you can possibly consolidate into the Doom Crawler.
Yeah.
I do get to shoot you with a whole bunch of pointless medium rifle shots, though. I do my best. I land one of them. Shows a wound you on a 5. Which
That is not a 5.
So he is in melee.
Okay, so
I have to hope he does not kill all of them. If I have any survivors, I'll be okay, but otherwise,
boys are going to charge.
where's he going to go? Here we go, indeed. There's quite some range on that charge.
11.
So you're going to need a 10 then to get within 1 inch, but you do have, here we go. That's a 7. And with the re-roll, that is a 9.
Not good enough. They
You can
stay
use one of your
there.
command points on the 3 if you want to. You
Yeah,
have 3
so
command
this
points
was a
left.
6.
Yeah, you need a 4.
So I will flip this.
You need 4 on this die, and they are in melee. The boys make it.
No,
with 3,
hold on.
maybe. Let's check the tape.
No. Needed to be a
They
5.
have to be within 1 inch.
That is good
They're
enough.
not quite 11 inches away, so 10 does in fact get them into melee. And with their 3-inch consolidate, the 2 in the back will be able to pile in as well.
Okay, so consolidate after
It's
charge.
during the fighting phase, yes. When they are selected to fight is when they will consolidate.
All right. Weird boy. He's going to stay behind this wall where he's at his safest. Which I guess he would be closer to
Good.
the wall.
I lost Chad.
Oh no.
Bring Chad back to me. I miss you, Chad.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, all 3 of them are going to charge.
In the middle. Well, they are separate units, so you do need to roll them individually. I mean, they can't really fail, but
So that's
but
the
good
knob.
habits. But good
Yeah.
habits.
That's the knob.
They can't realistically
That's
fail
the
this
pain
charge.
boy. There's the 11. And here's the war boss. Yeah, so none of them fail.
Yeah.
All
It would
of
be
them would.
Fundamentally impossible to fail that charge.
Which
I rolled an 11 on the Pain Boy.
The Pain Boy can't actually charge pretty far
Pain
around.
Boy's going here. What did I roll? 5, 8. He's gonna go over
There's no
here.
way the War Boss makes it there. You have to go around the entire
Oh.
point.
Okay.
You can't go through models.
He'll go here then.
Okay. Flyers can go through models.
He'll go with.
Ground units cannot.
Because they definitely both rolled at least a 5.
Yes, they were definitely in there. So now this brings us. Oh, and then this, I'm assuming, giant robot is going to just simply crush. 6
That's
inches
good enough.
definitely gets into the Vanguard. This poor man. That is exactly his fate right there. He is going
Because why not?
into the grinder. And the big mech will join as well, going just wherever he pleases.
So he could go like that, right?
Yes, now I do get the plasma caliber overwatch of the big mech, and this is going to be overcharged. Neither of them hits, but neither of them take my own life either. I am not the master of my own destiny. Looks like I am just going to die.
Alright, so now we start smacking.
Never forget this guy. This guy is the deadest guy that's ever existed.
I'm actually going to give him a power claw.
That seems wildly unnecessary. But okay. Why don't we just go ahead and decide this man's fate right now?
Okay,
Go ahead and
so
roll a whole lot of dice.
what is his attack stat?
The Death Dread.
Yeah.
Let me double check. The Death Dread,
I think it's 4 or
I
5.
believe it is 4. But
It's 5 because he has 2 claws.
if it is 2, 3, 4 for the 2 claws.
4. Okay.
That's 4 total, yes. That's
Okay.
what. So
You hit on 3 pluses.
You hit on 3 pluses. He
He's
hits
dead.
all of them with 5.
He's so dead.
That is very dead. Now, the not the can claw, the dread claw is a strength 10 attack. Egregiously
2+.
unnecessary. Wounding on 2s, 3 wounds, and they are AP3, which means I have a 7+ armor save, but all
3 have a
Adeptus
chance.
Mechanicus have invulnerable saves. So I do have a 6+ invulnerable save.
Not good
That's
enough.
one of them. And 2, for the glory of Gaia. Down he goes. 6
That's
together.
a 6. I'll give you that one, but he's still dead.
And he goes, oh, Bergamot! And he comes down. This model is so much bigger than I think it is.
Yep. So he's on 12 health.
And that is exceptionally dead. Yeah, it isn't doing that. Oh, yeah, through the back elevator. That's fine. He isn't doing it. I know.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's bring us to what? The middle or the boy pile?
Let's do boys.
Let's go to the other side of the table.
And then we'll just come back to the middle and go back over there for your turn.
Let's go
Alright.
to the far side of the table.
So, 3-inch consolidate.
The boys are piling in. I don't even have unit coherency right now because the last time on Admech my plasma guns melted, which were maintaining my unit coherency. So they are very far apart right now.
You can ignore the weapons this guy has. It's just I like the way it looks.
Yeah, that's fine. It's choppas, choppas, and choppas. Well, one of those is the knob actually.
Big chopper, big chopper.
Big choppa, big choppa.
The
So you have. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 4. Actually, the boys only have an attack stat of 2. So they only have 3 attacks with choppas. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. You have 3 attacks with the regular choppa.
Yeah.
So
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
well, they still also have 3 apiece because the boss knobs just have 3, I believe.
Okay.
Grab
I
my
need-
card real quick. We'll double check.
Yeah.
But I believe the boss knobs do just have 3 attacks.
There you go.
Let me double check that real quick. We're all learning the Orc army here today. But we'll go ahead and roll the 3 choppa attacks because we know the boy has 3 attacks. So the one boy, yeah, snobs do inherently have 3. So you have 3 with the choppa. Let's start there.
All
All of
hit.
them hit. They wound on 3s.
All hit.
Wound. And they save on 4s.
3, 2, 1.
All of them fail. The entire squad is already dead.
Well, they get their save, don't they?
Oh, they get their Grian here, I guess. It's 6s. All of them fail
Yeah,
again.
so they're all dead.
The one boy lands all 3 of his attacks and kills them,
So, does that mean that
which is terrible.
Double kill saw gets to consolidate, but not an
Double kill
attack.
saw does get to consolidate, but does not get to attack because the only charged unit that now no longer exists. But charging does mean that he gets to activate, period. They get to consolidate as well if you want to move them towards the Icarus there. But since that's engaged in melee, it won't be shooting this turn. So let's go on to the soup. The soup that is the middle of the field right now. This giant cesspool of combat that exists as it does.
We're gonna need
And
to
it's
reference the
safe.
war boss because he has a lot of attacks.
The war boss is an interesting man. So who are we starting with?
War boss.
War boss is going to go in. Go first. The war boss has 4 attacks.
And then he has 6 more with his squig. Because the squig gets to attack.
He gets 2 more with his sword.
Is it just
So a
2 for
total
the
of
squig?
6.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought
He
the
gets an
squig had its
additional-
own attack.
He gets an additional 2. No, because the squig is just a weapon.
Okay.
It's part of his model. So he gets 4 regular attacks and 2 attacks with the squig. And
Okay.
4 attacks
So 4.
and strength 8. Oh, this is bad. Alright,
And
so...
he's got the power claw, so it's strength 16.
Oh, he's using the power claw. The power claw is not. Oh, we can make choppy weapons. Yes, you can. Okay. There's the power claw, which means he does hit on 3s at least.
Yeah.
But he is strength 16. So start with his 4 attacks. He
3.
lands 3 of those attacks. Strength 16 and a toughness 7. Still wounds on. No, they might actually be toughness 6. Let me double check. I don't know this all very well. They're actually toughness 6. They are, which means you do wound them on 2s. You wound the dragoons on 2s. That's 2 1s. Now with a command point,
That's a
1
2.
1. Which means I need to roll out 2 wounds here.
And I need to roll 2d3. Because it's power claw, not power saw.
Oh yes, the power claw. Do I have to save first? What is the AP on the power claw? Because that's not actually readily available.
2?
Oh yes, it's on the war boss in Mega Armor. Never mind. That is 3 actually.
3.
Which means the dragoons are down to their 6 plus armor save. So 2 6s. No
6s.
2d3 damage.
That is
4.
a 1 and a 3.
4 drops 1 dragoon to. Well, let me save that. I'm gonna bank these because I might be able to pull some shenanigans here. The 3 damage hits and the 1 damage hit on the dragoon. So you have your attack swing, which hits twice at weapon skill 2. And is that also in the dragoons?
Yeah.
Okay. Those are both hits. This one's like 5. Those are both wounds. He saves on a 3 or a 4. I think the squig actually has 1 AP. Miraculously, the squig does have 1 AP.
He's got some big choppers.
It's very bitey. So these save on a 5.
That's a 5.
1, so 1 more hit of a single point of damage.
Which would kill one of them.
No, it does not. They have 6 wounds. That's 5 damage.
Oh, I thought you said it put 1 at 1 health.
Well, it does now.
Yeah.
With him done, I can't pull any shenanigans. Please save first. I'm going to choose this dragon, actually. He's down to a single health point. Who's next?
Next will be the...
No, it has to be last because he's in charge. Well, the knob in the middle has to be last. You have the other knob and you have the paint.
Let's do Knob. So Knob gets 3 attacks with the big chopper.
There's the knob back here.
Yeah, he's just sitting back here.
Alright, he gets on 3s. These small dice.
3, 3, 2.
They're not RP dice at all. 2 hits. What is the strength with the big chopper? Is it 6?
7.
So if you 7.
5 plus 2.
Yes, you roll another 3. Definitely 2 hits, not 3. Go ahead and just go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate for me because it was a very poor roll.
Yeah.
But there is no justice in this world. He lands both. And an AP 2, I believe? 1, actually.
AP 1, the
relic.
relic
Yeah, the
is
relic
2.
we choppers too. I need a 5. No saves.
So
2 damage hit means 1 Sidonian Dragoon is destroyed, and 1 is brought down to 5 health. Now, these are vehicles, so on a roll of a 6+, the Dragoon explodes.
But that can only hurt the knob.
That can definitely hurt lots of things.
Oh, yeah,
that are
because it's
not the
radius,
knob.
not unit.
Does not explode.
Good.
It's okay. I don't really want that right
You can
now.
make it explode?
We don't want it to explode. Well, yeah, wait, actually, is it models or units? Does it hurt the other Dragoons? Yes, it still would, because they are needed within 3 inches. Yeah, I definitely do not want that to blow up while I still have 2 Dragoons left.
Alright, so I need to
So-
blow up the Pain Boy.
Yes, we are at the
'Cause
Pain
I've
Boy.
never attacked with him before.
Here, here's the Doctor.
Dr.
Doctor
Pokey.
is in, and he's going to poke me with his weird little needles.
Yeah, Dr. Pokey's actually neat, because
Dr.
he just
Pokey
auto-wounds
is
you.
surprisingly not bad. He auto-wounds not vehicles.
Not vehicles.
Sidonian Dragoons
So I
are
could have him attack the people.
vehicles. You could. He does get a 3-inch pylon, so he could move up through the Vanguard and into them instead.
I guess let's see what his stats are.
He has Strength 5.
He's got a...
He does have a Power Claw, so he can swing at Strength 10. He will hit on a 4 if he does so. Otherwise, he hits on a 3.
He's got a Power Claw and an Erdy Syringe.
Yes, the Erdy Syringe hits on 3 and will always wound the Skitarii Vanguard on 2s. The Power Claw hits on 4s and will wound the Sidonian Dragoons on 3s.
Yeah, let's kill the people.
Okay,
So, how many dice am I rolling
you
here?
are rolling 4 dice.
2 for each?
2
2 for each weapon.
No, it's just 4. You can make them all with the Erdy Syringe if you're just trying to kill the Vanguard.
All
Okay,
Erdy
you don't
Syringes.
have to split them up. This is just all Erdy Syringe. All of those hit. And they wound on 2s, of course, because we just covered that. All of those wound.
So let's see your saves.
And I save on 4s. All of those save. Oh, not 1. Giant Hero. No, 1 more, please.
One more die.
Out of combat, I believe. I'm just going to take, I suppose, this one. That leaves us
So,
with the knob in the
That
middle of
means
the
that
party.
He'll have to make another morale check.
Yes, he will. Well, no, because he's still leadership 7 because of the Dragoons game.
Dragons.
So that leaves us with the knob in the middle, the party knob.
Alright.
This is a very interesting situation for a variety of reasons. It's gonna. My next turn is going to be extremely awkward.
You're going to be wasting a lot of shots.
I am, because they are 4 different units, which means there will be no spillover of wounds whatsoever.
Alright, so if he's
That's
got the relic,
extremely awkward.
that means he gets 3 attacks at strength 7.
Yes. And then it'll be
Against-
2, and if you roll 6 to wound, and we'll do D3.
I'm going to hit
So-
one of your big dragoons, so that one.
Yeah, the wounded one.
One that's
On
already hurt.
3s. 2 hits. Wound on 3s.
Wound on 6 for big boy damage.
Yes, wound on 6 is a bad time for me. Let's take drop dice here. 1 wound, and it is a 6 though. So these
So-
will be mortal wounds. D3 mortal wounds into the Sidonian Dragoon. 3. I'm down to 2 health.
Yeah!
This is a bad time that's happening this Dragoon right now.
Weird boy can't do anything, so that's that.
Well, now it is my turn to strike back. The Dragoons are going to swing.
See, the problem that I'm running into is you got tougher armies.
They are very tanky. I have much less units, but they are much harder to kill.
So I end up in a situation like this where I just have a pile in the corner of dead bodies.
That is the corpse pile. That is my corpse pile.
It'll be
The
hard.
table is still okay. He has not cracked into the core yet with the Castellans, the Dominus, and the Neutron laser that really matter, but he is nearly there. He's going to start going downhill very, very quickly if I do not stop this soon.
Alright, so let me
So-
take the camera from you.
Well, yes, take the camera. I get to fight, and then it's my turn. So, the Dragoons. I think best practice here might be to both attack the Warboss and try to take him down.
Warboss does do some hurts, but the relic
They
also
all
does
do some hurts. All of them do some hurts. If I can take the Warboss down, I feel like I'm in a much better situation. So, Warboss has 6 wounds, 5 toughness, and a 4+ armor save with no ignore. I'm gonna split it. Actually, it doesn't seem like he's not nearly as hard to kill as I thought he was.
No, he's not hard to kill.
Not hard
He's
to
just
kill at all.
Gauls. He's not
So-
Gazgul.
I am going to have 1 Sidonian Dragoon attack your Warboss, and 1 Sidonian Dragoon attack your Pain Boy. And I'm going to spend my last command point
Oh no.
to once again give them +2 on their attack rolls. And I am going to resolve the Pain Boy first. Oh, I guess these are simultaneous because there's 1 unit actually. So, 3 attacks into the Pain Boy. All hits, 2 crit, which means 7 strength 8 attacks landing on the Pain Boy. And
Toughness 4.
how? Yes, he is toughness 4. Okay, so these wound on 2s as well. And the question is, what does he save? Because I don't know what he's got for saving those one. And I actually don't know the tanky side of the Pain Boy, because this is the first time I've gotten to hit him. His toughness 4, he will get no save whatsoever. He just gets his Doc's tools. Moving on to 2, this man is pretty much guaranteed dead. You will need to make twice that many because those are each 2 damage hits. You can only fail 4 of these, and only a 6 succeeds. So there you go. That is 1 dead Pain Boy.
1, 2,
He
3.
takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Oh, yeah.
8, 9, 10 wounds.
Yeah, so he's dead. But that's what his job is.
Yes, he is
Despite
dead.
all those dice, his job was to make them waste their turn.
I don't believe it's a waste because now that, well, I mean, the Warboss gets it right now because this is simultaneous. He still gets the 6+. I don't actually know if he was in range of the Warboss because you cut him pretty far apart. He is definitely not. The Warboss actually does not get the Pain Boy buff at all.
Oh, that was on the Warboss?
No, that was on the Pain Boy, but this is simultaneous because it's 1 unit attacking.
Okay.
So he still would have gotten the Pain Boy 6+, even though he's technically dead. But he was out of range actually.
Okay.
But nobody gets the Pain Boy 6+ now.
Yeah.
So 3 hits into the Warboss. Unfortunate, but since that's a crit, I still hit him 3 times. And as I am strength 8, and this fuckhead is in fact toughness 5, I believe. He is the real toughness 5. Loading on 3s. 2
wounds.
wounds.
What's the damage?
It is 2 damage. It is AP 1. He has a 5+ save. 1 success, 1
So
fail.
he
Takes 2 damage. He's down to 4 wounds.
He has more health than I thought.
He's fairly tanky. The Vanguard is going to pile in and just kind of slap a knob. Just slapping my knob, don't mind me. Slapping a knob. Knob
That's
not
a 2.
slapped. No knob slapping here. So it's my turn. This gets interesting now. So, we have a couple of things that have to happen. And one of them I don't really want to do, but I believe it's currently the best option. I'm going to have both Sidonian Dragoons. They have a 10-inch movement, so they have more than enough range. Both Sidonian Dragoons are going to fall back onto the hill on objective 4. And the Skitari Vanguard is going to fall back onto objective 1. So that's 3 turns left in the battle, but at least I am currently contesting objectives. Now, as I fall back, neither of those units can shoot. That's fine. That is not optimal, but that is okay. It's not the end of the world. Honestly, as weird as it is, my biggest problem might be the Death Dread. I did not really expect the Death Dread to be an issue. But the Death Dread is a huge issue.
Death Dread's about to start touching people.
I did not think Death Dread was going to be a problem. So we're going to do some unconventional wisdom here. I'm going to move right on up. You're going to charge me anyway.
Yeah.
So, might as well keep him as far back as I can for as long as I can.
Oh. Well, this sucks for you.
This doesn't fact suck for him because this is going to... Oh, this also gets to attack your...
Yeah, because
Mega
he's
Town.
touching.
I did totally
You get to kick
forget.
me.
I do get to kick you with my dumb little feet. Dumb little feet hit on
Over
5.
here for the
Yeah,
dice.
let me get these dumb little feet hit on 5s. No, it's the dumb little feet. Alright, yeah, it's forgettable anyway. So no dumb little feet. Dumb little feet are useless. We don't want to use the dumb little feet. Let's just get out of melee and stop using
Yeah, this camera is really weird. Mine actually,
dumb little feet.
it's easy to aim. This one is not easy to aim.
That was very difficult. You have to very much focus on aiming it. I will, as we go further term, the two purchase goals I have for this, if I want to make this big feature, is wireless mics and like an actual camcorder that I can hook up and stream from, because that will be far easier to use. This is a tiny little webcam that was not made to be held in the hand. It's very difficult to do with this. But I think it is better than the static cam we had before. Combined with the overhead view, I think this is an improvement. Could be wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm legitimately, I would like feedback. But I think this is better. So, now we shoot.
Daka, daka, daka.
Okay, okay, okay. Warboss has 4 health, and he is a fairly tough guy. These are both boss knobs, correct?
Yes.
And boss knobs have 2 wounds or 3?
3?
We'll find out today.
I think.
Don't actually know. I'll be able to tell you very shortly. And the more bank knobs. Boss knobs do still have 2 wounds.
Okay. So you could just snipe them.
That is almost a play here.
I'm actually going to set this up here for a little bit.
Sorry, hold it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just use OBS to make sure you get lined up. I'm going to fire both snipers at your warboss.
Needs to go a little lower.
Look, just look at it, I'll adjust it. Like, so?
That didn't change at all.
Like so?
A little more. That'll be good enough as long as we roll towards the building.
Here?
Like,
Okay.
just right here.
As long as you can see these dice, chat. 2 snipers into the warboss. Hitting on 3s, rerolling 1s. Both hits. His strength 7. Wounding on 3 is mortal wounds on a 6. One of them does wound you.
Yeah, slightly lower, they said.
That was probably before we learned just now. And the sniper rifle is AP 2, so he does get a 6+ save before I do
one?
damage. It's a 1 sniper.
Okay.
It's a 6+ save. Does not save, and this is for D3 damage. Just 3. He has 1 wound left. In addition, at the beginning of my turn, the Dominus heals for D3, which he only has 1 damage, so he can't possibly go below. It's max. Forgot about that in movement. That just automatically happens.
Alright.
Well, I guess the Tech Priest is going to shoot and do nothing. Let's go ahead and get the Tech Priest is not a fighter. Let's get the Tech Priest out of the way. Hits on a 4. Shooting the closest knob. Missed. Shocker. It was a last pistol. I wasn't going to do damage anyway. He literally has a last pistol. It is actually the most depressing weapon the Imperium has ever produced. I'm going to shoot the Volkite Blaster at the War Boss, the Phosphor Serpenta at the closest boss knob. Hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, this is the Volkite Blaster. Pretty hard to miss that. These are strength 6 shots. I think these are 6, he takes a mortal wound and he is done. It wounds him on 3s. That's a 6.
So, War Boss is done.
Yep, that is 1 mortal wound, which means the War Boss falls. And then the Phosphoenix, rather, not the Phosphor Serpenta, but the fancy older cousin of the Phosphor Serpenta, is firing into the closest boss knob, again hitting on 2s. All of them hit. Again, wounding on 3s.
I mean, he's pretty much dead.
Those do all hit him. I mean, they're only 1 damage hit, so all 3 of them have to get through. But the Phosphoenix does have 3 AP, which means, yeah, he is actually just straight up. Because he would need a 7 to save. So that does actually just kill him. And the Dominus, fastest guns in the fucking West, bang bang, drops through our boss in the boss knob.
Alright.
Let's go here. What is the big mech stats? He has toughness 4.
Toughness 4, armor 2+.
Armor 2+. That's a pain.
Strength 5.
I'm going to fire both of my Cognus Heavy Stubbers at the big mech because he is the closest model. That's why I moved
He
it.
has custom push.
Yep, he does. And the neutron laser again at the death thread. So this is Cognus Heavy Stubbers. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s is my dog mode, but that's 2 2s, and the reroll gets it. Wounding on 4s, 1 wound, and he gets his 2+ armor save. Which he passes just barely.
How good is heavy armor?
Neutron laser, number of shots is going to be 2. Nobody's happy about that. I'm not happy it's a 3. It's not a 3. You're not happy it's not a 1.
Yeah. I mean, I saved pretty well last time.
Hitting on 3s, both of them hit. Wounding on 3s, no wounds again.
How good is that big laser?
I am never bringing the neutron laser again. It is actually just useless. The neutron laser does not do anything. But we still have the star here. We have all of these +1 because 1 is currently tracking my Sentinel Dragon's health. Let's just take one of these from over here. Castellan, dump. I don't want to split this. The boss knob in the middle. It's going to take a couple. He's going to take 1 gun. Boss knob's going to take 1 gun. The boys are going to take 2 guns. And the Mega Knob is going to take the rest of the guns. So, this is into the boss knob. I should have shot 2 guns out. This is a mistake. I should have given him more firepower than this.
I mean, you can probably kill him with that.
I hit on 4s, so that's very, very iffy. I roll these, like I'm lucky if I hit half of these. Haven't rolled yet. Haven't started rolling yet. I'm going to give him 1 more gun. I'm
So
actually
that's
going to
one
take 1
less.
away from the boys.
Okay.
What's the... He's got a 2+ armor save, right?
The armor dude?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and these are AP... They're only AP2. We'll still have a 4+.
I've got just as many
Yeah, this is
chances
good.
to save as
The
you
boys
do.
each can take 1. I'm going to give him 2 guns. This is the boss knob, so 12 shots. Because I have to split it by gun. I can't split it down to lower than the gun level. 2 guns into the boss knob. I want him dead. This is a 6 back here, but that is not a great roll. No 1s to reroll from the trait. These do all wound, however, on 3s. And that is 4 wounds at AP2, so you need to make 2 6s on 4 dice.
My scissors. You said AP3.
AP2. If it was AP3, you wouldn't get an armor save, because you're 4+ on a knob.
I thought you were shooting him.
No, that's this pile. The big pile. That's he gets the big pile. This is the knob. This
Okay,
is
so
get
this
the
is just 6.
this is get the Combi Scorcher knob out of here. 1 6, 3 wounds. He goes down.
Alright.
This is the boys. Any wound here is a dead little boy. That is a 2 1s to reroll, 2 hits, and 2 raw misses. There is a chance. 1 into 2 1s into a 1 and a 2. Wounding them on 3s. 1 boy goes down. And this is the Mega Knob. This bucket right here. This is going to the Mega Knob. This is the proper hose. This is... We don't take drop dice here, even if they are 6s. That is 1-1. A large amount of unrerollable 2s, but also a large amount of hits. And the 1 does convert. Now, these will all wound you on 3s and prompt a 4+ armor save for each. Which means you will need to make me 5 4+ armor save.
50-50.
Yeah, exactly 50-50. You survive right now. You save all but 1.
So you
He
take...
takes a single point of damage.
Not bad.
And unfortunately, I believe that is my turn. Yep, that was not what I hoped. Cleared the middle of the field. but did not clear out nearly as much as I was hoping. So we go on to turn 3. Turn should hopefully start going a bit faster now because we are starting to run out of models to die.
Alright.
The bloodbath has claimed a large amount of our mana. The Burnabama is going to start by flying its happy ass over here.
He would be going this
It's
way.
really the only direction it can go.
He is still within range.
Yes. You can shoot either the Sidonian Dragons.
He can actually shoot missiles and everything at these guys.
Yes, you can. Keep in mind, they do have a -1 to hit with ranged weapons.
Which, if I was coming from there, I'd be facing...
A little bit to the left. Right up there.
Okay. Alright, so... my weird boy is just going to move up into here.
Okay. Get the cover. Try to stay alive and just smite from safety.
Yeah, so we're going to...
It's still moving. Finish moving.
Yeah, these guys. We're going to...
Nobody can advance and charge anymore. The war boss has
Yeah.
fallen.
We're just going to
So we're left with a
advance
very... Just
to here,
move.
because that's
not
not-
advance. Advance is a very different thing. You are just going to move to
Yeah,
there.
just moving to there.
Advancing is the bad time.
They've got 5 inches. Let's take a look.
I'm sure they can get up to where they need Snake Eyes to charge.
They
They can just
get
get right up
here.
on them. Now we have this. We have a little bit left on both flanks, and we have the Burna Bomber still flying around. The flanks are starting to crumple.
He's going to advance.
Yes,
So that's 4 inches.
he's not going to advance.
No, he's going to advance.
He's rolling to advance?
Yes,
Okay. Even though we cannot charge if he advances.
that's fine. I want to get over there.
Okay.
I'm just going to ignore this guy and let the invulnerable save eat all your bullets.
The neutron laser literally does not do anything. So this is a 150-point paperweight
Yeah,
that
exactly.
you can very safely just walk past.
So,
1/6 of my army weighed down by an actual pile of garbage. The dream once upon a time they would do something.
that is a foot.
By the way, as it is turn 3, my canticle is now reroll 1s and 5s.
Okay. Seeing as that is a foot, I need to get a 12. I'm not going to fuck with that. We're just going to charge this in the charge phase.
Okie dokie.
So, just going to move to here. Draw Oiler's going to box him in.
The tank was not in melee. The tank was just barely outside of melee. Now he is in melee.
So we're just getting as close as possible.
Yeah, now once he goes, well, we're not charging yet, so you're still
Yeah.
like an inch out. Now.
Okay, still in
And
the
he is
count.
part of this unit, so he can't get more than 2 inches from the
Yeah.
enemy.
Okay. That is that psychic phase. And this dude tipped over.
You do actually still have a shooting phase because you do still possess a Scorcher, 2 Scorches, 2 Sluggers, and a Copy Shooter. So not much, but some shooting.
True. Okay, so 2 Scorches.
With a Psychic, I'm just like, safe
Yeah.
afterward.
Yeah.
You're right,
2
you were
Scorches,
the Psychic
2
phase,
Sluggers,
and then the Custom Shooter on the...
and a custom shooter.
So, main engine building somewhere,
So,
riding away.
let's roll
There's
us
the weird boy, Necron.
2
The
dice.
weird Necron. Can't really see.
That is
That does
a
not manifest.
reroll 1.
So those are your last command points. We have scraped the bottom of the barrel. Now we are living on dreams. You need a 3 for that smite.
That's a 5.
D3 damage to my tank. 3 again. Max rolled both smites this game, doing an incredible amount of damage
He's getting
to the
value.
tank. He is. He has done nothing but max roll smites. He has only max rolled smites.
They haven't been big boy smites, but they've
It's
been
been the
good.
opposite of the Burnabala, which is almost literally nothing. Similar to the neutron laser in the corner, which I am.
Squid didn't skip over
I
melee.
didn't have a melee, I thought he was a melee.
Yeah.
He just kind of lacks
I'm
that.
seriously reconsidering ever bringing on a Dragoon Crawler to the table again. I don't know why I would do that when I could instead bring more Castle on robots.
Alright, so we're going to start my shooting phase with Captain Shoot All the Shit.
Oh, yeah, you got the Burnabala as well. I keep forgetting it has a shooting phase because it hasn't done anything.
1 rocket.
1 rocket! Going where? Needs a 6. Does not hit.
That's a 1. That's
It's
fine.
not-
That's the worst weapon. I
not
want to get
feeling
that
it.
out of the way. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those hit on 5s, by the way.
There's, I told you like 4 times, there's a -1 to hit the Sidonian Dragons.
Is it cover based?
It is just passive.
Oh, so they're like this.
Yes.
Okay.
They just have a -1 to hit always. I've warned you repeatedly.
Yeah.
None of that hits them.
Yeah, nothing. That's a 5.
6. We are.
On a 4+.
Oh, this is the twin shooter. Okay, the 5 does hit them. I thought this was the super shooter.
No.
Okay.
Super shooter shoots 3
What,
times.
we are literally in the middle of the same conversation. You're gonna possibly have forgotten already.
Alright. So, strength 5, AP 0.
Needs ace 5. And toughness 6. Does not work.
Nothing. Alright, so 3 shots.
So the soup is if you want, but these again need 6s. One of them does hit. And this one's on a 4.
This is strength 6, AP
This
1.
one's on a 4. Does not work.
No big deal. His job is just fly around and be a distraction.
He is flying around. I don't
Yeah.
know how much he's being a distraction.
He's not really a danger to your army.
He is in fact flying around. Yeah, he is very. The Bird is great against massed infantry, of which I have none. I have almost literally nothing but vehicles,
Yeah,
which
so
is the opposite of what he does.
2d6, rolling for the Scorcha. The dual Scorches.
He will shoot 5 times.
Alright. 5 dice. Strength 5, AP 1. So what do I need? He's toughness 7, so
You need a
5.
5. Yes. That is 3 wounds. AP 1 means I will save on a 4. I'm using small dice. Save on a 4. I save 2 of them. I take 1 wound.
He has finally been hit.
We've done damage to the neutrality. The clown fiesta here has ended.
Alright. So 4 attacks from the
Custom shooter. Hitting on 5s. 2 hits. Hitting on 5s again. 1 wound.
we're gonna slowly poke him down.
Saving on a 3+. Fails.
Yeah!
Another point of ill-deserved damage.
Alright,
And you have
so
2 sluggers.
2 sluggers.
Back in the corner, shooting at what?
I guess we're gonna shoot at the snipers.
Shooting at the snipers. Hitting on 5s. 1 hit. And wounding on a 3-1 wound.
Oh!
Saving on a 3 there in the crater. Unfathomable.
Yes!
And here was
Teamwork.
another utterly undeserved kill. Phenomenally unbelievable RNG
Boy,
coming out of the dice.
it's
there.
traded. This does nothing for those little shitter pistols to do something.
Alright, we have the charge phase. Which side do you want to start with?
I guess let's start right here.
Let's start with this
So,
Fiesta. Who is charging?
Successful
Who is
charge.
charging first because they will take Overwatch. This tank is not currently in melee.
It doesn't matter. It's almost the exact same. I guess the Death Dread.
The Death Trip.
Yeah, Death Dread obviously makes it, and then obviously makes it.
Yes. Let me grab these dice here. Let us Cognus. No hits from that. And
Yeah.
number of neutron laser shots is 2.
Once my
No
mama
hits from
drops
that.
his bombs,
It's
his
pretty
guns
much
are very
useless.
bad. So you didn't land any hits?
No, I did not.
Okay.
8 shots, no hits.
I mean, they all had a 5+ invulnerable as well.
Yeah.
All right, so that's
Charging over there.
yes. So let's take a look here. Can't fail. Can't fail.
So the sniper is going to take his
Yeah.
quick scope. Misses. Now the Icarus ray is going to take a second because it does actually have a judicious number of shots. It is going to be Cognus, land none, and for the purposes of a toughness 4 enemy with a 6+ armor save, all 10 shots of the Icarus ray are fundamentally identical. So I'm just going to roll them all together. They're all going to hit you on 6s, obviously, and they're all going to wound you on 3s. So I'm just going to roll them as 1 point. 1 hit, wounds on a 3, kills the boy.
All right.
1 hit in the 13 shots I had to kill those boys on Overwatch.
Wow. He makes it.
And
That's an
somehow,
11. He goes the fuck
somehow
over here.
they get through. Unbelievable. Unbelievable what is happening. Alright, well, it's the fight phase now.
Alright, back over here.
Twin RNG is an emote, and still this might be the unluckiest I have ever been.
Okay, so who do we want to start with?
That's
I
up
guess
to
we're
you.
going to start with the big chopper.
We'll start with the boy, doing his best to hack apart a much larger tank he has no right to have managed to make it into melee with. Somehow surviving a hail
Actually-
of 13 shots on Overwatch.
The weird boy can charge him too.
Weirboy can. He's got a distance knife, yeah, he can go for it.
I mean, why not? No penalty.
Yeah. Five's not
Doesn't
gonna
make it.
but there we go.
There we go, boys.
Two is definitely not quite to make it.
So, nothing happens.
Weirboy's gonna stay in his building.
Alright, so we're going to roll 3 dice at strength 7
And he's hit on 3s.
and hit on 3s.
Two
two
hits.
hits.
He's wound on 4s. I
2 wounds.
can't remember the last time you had a hit that didn't convert to a wound. 3+ armor saves. Just
There's 1.
irredeemable. And he takes.
Yeah, it's AP1.
Was okay. I was one thing anyway. It's AP1.
Yes.
He fails in both then. And that's the big chopper, which means that it's 4 damage, and this tank is down to 1. Still just truly unfathomable.
I probably
already.
should have just shot him with the pistol.
Truly unfathomable.
Alright, so
Alright.
now Captain Killsaws.
Captain Killsaw is obviously at this point going to kill this sniper.
Yeah,
The sniper
he gets
has
4 attacks.
not
but he
a
has 2
single
Killsaws.
dream. Not a single dream of surviving this.
2 hit.
Oh, this is 2 of them now.
Strength 10.
Would done there, of course. Strength 10 is just utterly
Both hit.
unnecessary. And I'm going to assume their AP is enough that I need my 6+ invulnerable save.
AP2. Maybe 3.
6+. Either way, it's a 6+ save for me. Fails, and Grind Heroics gets 1, and he is dead.
Awesome.
Thus ends the snipers. He gets his 3-inch consolidate, which is not enough, quite enough to get here, but
It's enough to put him in the crater.
on the objective. And in the crater, yes.
Crater is safe.
Now we have this tank dying horrifically.
So we're going to start with the Power Claw
Okay,
on the Big Mech.
on the big.
Because why not?
Okay, go for it.
So Big Mech gets how many attacks?
I don't know, let's find out.
He doesn't typically attack.
And it's been I don't believe he's gone into melee before.
Yeah, no, this is this is his first time in melee.
Big Mech and Mega Armor, he has 3 attacks,
Alright.
hitting on 4s. Not
Really?
super. Well, the Power Claw's -1 to hit. So
True.
he's not super fantastic at this, but you
He
hit them all
still
anyway
Does it.
because this is just we have surpassed completely unbelievable, and we're into you've got to be kidding me.
Alright,
As he manages to wound 2, now we'll make 2 5+ invulnerable saves, both of which I actually
There's 1.
miraculously made a roll.
Yeah.
D3 damage.
2.
2. Well, that's weird. I was fully expecting 3. Now you have
Alright.
the death grid.
So now we get 4 Big Boy Claws at strength.
4 of the big snips. At hit on 3s.
1, 2,
They all
3,
hit the
4s. 4 4s, boys.
Because you simply cannot roll poorly. They wound on 3s, which of course all of them wound. 1 failure.
3
Statistics did somewhat come back.
and AP3.
5+ armor save, which I failed
1, 2,
all
3.
3 of, unsurprisingly.
Is he dead?
He is Brian Heroics, because everyone gets it, which I don't know why I'm bothering to roll dice at this point. He is in fact dead.
So
He
let's see that
explodes on a 6,
D6.
which he clearly won't do because I want it,
Yes!
and he's gone.
Woo! I just one round in a tank.
You possibly may just win at this point.
I don't know.
I mean,
It depends on your
it's
shooting pace.
inconceivable to fight against such defiance of statistics. I don't see how any amount of strategy could stand any chance against just the pure unadulterated luck
And then 3-inch consolidate.
that you have so far in this match. I mean, I keep saying inconceivable, but we are so far beyond inconceivable that I feel like I need a new word for it.
That's it.
Here's the count.
That was really, really good. I actually stand a small
That
chance.
Humankind, there were places it was not meant to wander. There was knowledge it was not meant to have. And without such capacity to peruse the Necronomicon, I don't believe you could possibly conceptualize how lucky that turn was.
Oh, yeah.
I do get to kick you with my dumb little feet.
You could kill him.
I get one attack.
There is a universe where he dies. From
He's
these
only
kicks.
at 1 health, so I get 1 attack, and I only hit you on a 5. But I do get to kick you with my dumb little
That's a
feet.
5.
My dumb little feet hit you. My dumb little feet wound on a 3. They warned you. You need a 6 to survive, actually. And of course, surprising nobody,
Woo!
he rolls the hard 6.
Oh boy.
No part of this is surprising at this point. Alright, here's the plan. Here is the plan. They cannot move ever again. They are locked from the swap they had. This guy is at 2 health. This stratagem is rerolling 1s in the fight phase.
He's also in a crater.
No, anyway, he is in the crater, so he does have a +1 to his armor save. He have a 1+ right now.
That's really good.
That is all okay. That is all okay in the grand scheme of things. None of that is truly terrible.
I'm glad that I kept going over here. Like, I'm glad I took my big mech. Not my big mech, my big mech and my Death Drake. I'm glad I took them that way. They're doing pretty
This is
good.
now only 3 inches, so it's going to move to there.
So he can't shoot this turn.
He can't go back now. The Dominus is going to activate, and he is going to move his 6 inches. Not his full 6 inches, because I can't get the weapon of everything. I guess he's actually not going to move. There's not a universe where I can get close enough to give the Castellans their rerolls and also repair the tank. Although I think repairing the tank is more valuable right now, so I am actually going to move the 6 inches to where I am no longer buffing the Castellans.
Thank you.
And this would be at the maximum 3 inches. So it's like there. The Dragoons. Now this guy's going to advance the engines here. With an additional 1 inch, 5 inches.
An additional 1 5-inch.
To his movement. And he is going to move
Squiddish never playing Warhammer with Derp again, Jackson.
to this behind the Dominus. So,
I mean, he's probably going to win
so he moves
this.
to the front of the Dominus. I think I still have this. And then the Sidonian Dragoon is going to advance to right in he's going to walk right in between them. And he is going to walk here. He just can't move. At the end of the phase,
Roll a
I
D3.
restore D3 wounds to the Dragoon, who heals back up to 5. Not falling out of the crater. And
He really doesn't like it there.
D3 wounds to the tank. Well, I'm getting the hot dice as well.
Yeah, so he's,
So-
he just rolled 2 maxes.
Perhaps this will persist, and that heals up to 4. And then, shooting phase. Let's go ahead and fire a side little las pistol points if we get lucky.
You never
Side
know.
little las pistol hits on a 4. Hits.
Uh-oh.
Wounds on a 5. Wounds!
Uh-oh.
He's a 6!
Uh-oh.
Tech
So-
Priest Engine Seer gets his world first kill, headshotting an orc boy with a las pistol. That's fantastic because that does mean I need to spend less attacks on shooting him later. The 2 Dragoons are going to fire their Phosphor Serpentas, which ignore cover, into the Big Mech and the Crater, hitting on 3s. Both hits. Wounding on 3s. Neither wound.
Of course.
The Dominus is going to fire everything at the Mega Knob. The Mega Knob needs to go away. The Mega Knob needs to not be here anymore. He needs to be gone, and he needs to leave forever. So here is the Volkite Blaster, which is it on a 3 because I moved it as a heavy weapon. Never
All
punished,
3
though. Wounds you on 3s as well. 2 wounds. There's no AP, though, so you have a 2+ armor save.
Ignores cover?
You can't. $1 spell.
Oh, armor saves, yeah.
Yeah, 2+ armor save. Next up.
Alright, not a big deal.
Just giving him what I can. And the False Phoenix, all hitting on 2s. All of those do hit. Wounding on 3s. All of those do wound. Where were you? That was 2 mortal wounds. This was the Volkite Blaster. That was a kill. And as again, just 2 armor, 3 armor saves rather, because I hit all of them.
All pass.
No damage. And
How good is
shoot him
armor?
with this. Who is going to overcharge his plasma rifle. He's rerolling 1, so he's relatively safe. Hits him with both. These wound on 2s because it's now strength 8. Both wound. These are AP 3. So now you have 4. You have 1+ because you're in cover, technically.
Oh, yeah, so
you need a 4, but it's just 2 damage, so you need both. And that is 1 failure. The last survivor of the plasma team
is finally dead.
finally takes down the Mega Knob. And I will clarify real quick because it does look like this guy has a radiant rifle because he does. I only have 4 models that have special weapons, so the squad that was in the middle originally, the 2 painted guys were the plasma caliber guys, and the 3 unpainted guys were not. The other 2 squads both actually had 2 special weapons in them. So I'll just go ahead and trade them, just to avoid confusion purposes. Yeah, the painted guys from the middle squad were the plasma wielders, so I'll put an actual plasma wielder model there, since I have spares. Alright. Big Mech's taking 36 Castle and Robot shots. Hopefully, some of them will get through.
Alright, who wants to watch 36 dice, all ones?
I no longer have the ability to reroll ones.
I'm gonna
And
come over
unfortunately, because that shooting phase actually went better than I expected, and rerolling ones in the fight phase is entirely useless. Because that went a lot better than I thought it was going to. I expected to have to charge that Mega Knob with the Dragoons to do anything about it. But now, we're in Shooty Bang Bang Town, and we are going to shoot all of those dice. That is a huge amount of ones.
Oh boy.
6 ones in a pile in the middle.
They just brought each other along for the ride.
But they seem to have mostly all clustered around the center. Because all of these are hits. It looks like only a... I mean, it should be 50-50, so it looks like it was only moderately poor. These do wound on 5s, is the downside, because you are tough.
And then 5+.
Yep, and these will wound you on a 5, which gives you 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the entire barrage of shooting.
Alright, so he hit 4 out of his minigun barrage.
And then you get the
I dropped 1.
5+ the vulnerable save because they are IP2, so yes, it's 5+ the vulnerable save, of which you make 1. So he does take 3 damage from the cast on barrage, which may immediately be healed by the Big Mech on a perfect roll.
Yeah,
And
we'll see.
Since there is no conceivable way I can charge you, that is my turn.
Alright, here you go.
There's no universe in which I'm charging anything right now. Turn 4. I need to roll my Canticle now, because I'm pretty much out of things I can do. Actually, you know what? My Canticle's +1 strength. Fuck it. We're going to use the last of the Canticles to do anything. We're going to bring it to +1 strength. So when you inevitably get to the Castellan robots, if they survive, they will wound you on 4s instead of 5s.
Okay, so he's going to advance.
Okay. I don't know why you rolled 2 dice for that. Advancing is definitely 1 die.
Yeah.
So you hold
I was
real
thinking
quick.
charging.
You're close. And a 4.
4,
So
so
you're gonna
8.
go 8 inches total. See where he ends up.
Right there. Which means the farthest that I can go is right there.
Next to nothing. Oh, yeah, because you gotta stay within 3 inches. Just making sure he stays in the repair range. He's a little rock.
Because he'll be able to charge. There's no way he fucks that up.
Bad production.
Yeah, and then he just kind of comes along.
And then your plane is still here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, which is just obnoxious to the maximum degree. But it is, in fact, still here.
Has not been shot at yet.
Has not been touched. It's just gonna zoom around the other side of the field and join the Weird Boy, the last surviving member of the Weird clan.
He's just gonna land right
Who,
here.
thanks to the 3-point heal, cannot possibly kill the Icarus Way with Smite. But he can Smite and then charge its beard to death. That's possible. But he won't kill with
So
Smite.
actually, instead of going all that way, I'm gonna stop short.
Okay,
Because that way I can still shoot.
fair enough.
So
Is the Weird Boy going anywhere? Still in the house.
Weird Boy's gonna stay there so that in an emergency he can jump on the objective.
Fair enough. Still in the house.
Because his movement is enough that he can just jump.
That's fair.
That's that.
Alright, so it's the shooting phase, which is 2 Scorches. Oh, Psychic phase first, my bad. You do get to smite the tank again.
Oh,
You could kill it on a 10 plus.
yeah.
Because on a 10 plus, your smite does d6 damage, and the tank only has 4 health. That's a 5, which just barely manifests the smite in the first place. So give me that d3. 3 again.
Yeah. So tank's gonna
rolled
get bopped.
exclusively 3s on his smites. He has smited for 3 and 3 and 3.
All right. All 6 of the 4 plus. Well, first let's do the missiles. I'm going to shoot the tank with the missiles.
This has just been a crazy high roll game both ways.
2 missiles.
Both
or
sides
4
of this have
missiles.
been absurdly high rolling.
Yeah. So
4 missiles.
4 missiles.
2 hit.
2 hit. Not bad.
What was this at?
This is the tank.
I was trying to finish it off.
Yep. I don't want it to get healed
It
again.
was on
somehow.
5s. I was actually going to wound through it. How many AP?
AP number.
Let's look at the scorching missiles.
It's right by the death dread. So
That's right about it. It's like, nice babies up. Nice bomb. That's mama. Third mama. 1 AP, so I a 4. Surprising no one. I don't get it. And does not
yeah,
explode.
tank's dead. Does he blow up?
Okay.
Because that would be
If
great.
it blows up, I might just lose out.
Woo!
Oh, okay.
That would have been a game breaker.
Surprising no one. The second Honor Dragoon Crawler has done absolutely nothing for the entire game.
Oh, that was 280
Three-
points.
Yeah, nearly 300 points of Honor Dragoon Crawlers. A
No,
complete
they
and
killed
utter
the dude.
waste of spending. I believe they killed a boy.
Yeah, 1 boy.
They killed a boy on Overwatch with 13 shots that were wounding on 3s for an auto kill.
Okay, so
Honor Dragoon Crawler, I don't understand it. Honor Dragoon Crawler is going to be utterly worthless, but they're considered one of the staples of the Admech army. They don't do anything. I don't understand them at all. They seem to be completely worthless chaff.
all
They're
right,
just really expensive chaff.
I'm gonna fire my
They've
3
never done anything.
powerful shots
Okay,
at your warlord dude.
he is a character. You cannot reach him.
That is true. I'm gonna fire. Is the one in front of him a character?
Yes, he is. Both these two
I guess I'm just gonna try
are
to hit this guy.
characters. Okay, against the dragons.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna fire the.
Hit on 6s against the dragons.
Yeah. I can shoot the Castellans.
You can't do the Castellans.
Because these are not a threat to the jet. Those are a threat to
they
the
only
jet.
have their sidearm for the jet, yes.
So 3 shots at the Castellans.
No hits.
No hits. So now I get to shoot the actual gun.
The 4+ twin big shooter at the Castellans again?
Am I allowed to spread these out?
It is 1 gun, so you can't. You
Even
can,
though it's twin linked.
yeah, because that's the point of its twin link, is that it's 1 gun instead of having 2.
I
Your
need him
shooters.
dead. I need him off the objective. I need to force
Vanguard.
you. I need to force you to move to the objective.
Fair enough. This is near the end of the game. This is turn 4 now. He's hit 3 times. This Vanguard heroically took out the Meganob, riddled with bullets, wounds on 3s. 1 wound.
Will he
My
die?
super shoot is AP1, I'm in cover, so I need a 4. He 6+ dies.
Awesome. That's just, I just needed you off the
The
objective.
last troop model in the whole game actually is off the objectives and off the board.
No, it's not.
There's no more troops.
I got 2 troops.
Where's BOYZ and HQ? Big Mech's an HQ.
The run.
Runs an HQ.
Runs an HQ?
It's part of the Big Mech.
That's part of this
He's not
unit.
his own unit.
Okay. Does that mean that we can't take objectives?
No, everybody else can take objectives except the flyer. It's just nobody auto takes it. So now it's just numbers. Who has the most people on the objective?
Okay. Oh, this is wonderful. All right, so what now?
Now,
Charge?
Oh, you did not heal your death thread. Roll a d3.
Yeah.
We forgot that. Roll a d3 to heal your death thread. 2, so he's not a full health. Now he's charging.
All right.
So obviously, it's going to take place over here.
So, a couple dice for you right there.
You
He
charge.
makes it.
You do take 36 shots of Overwatch.
We saw how that went last time.
I know this. Same concept, but now it only hits on a 6.
That makes this is actually going to be much better because last time 10 shots got through and I saved them all or whatever happened.
There's 4 hits right there, and the 5th lining up in the corner. That's 1 below statistical average. For me, that's a fantastic roll. Moving on 5s. 1. Below statistical average again. Also fantastic, and by my average, you save this. But you do not.
Invulnerable save.
That was your vulnerable save.
That was the armor save.
You don't get both. It's AP too. So you never get both saves.
Oh, well then
it's
he takes 1
Yeah,
damage.
it's a 5+ either way because your armor save is 3. So it's either a 5+
Alright.
armor save or a 5+ invulnerable save. But either way,
Okay.
it's a save. So you're doing the charge though. So it is very much in melee. Yeah, you get real pinchy.
All right. And he's the only one who can do anything.
I mean, he can try to charge if he wanted to.
No, he advanced.
All right, you can advance.
All right.
So-
So if he's going to be slapping 4 attacks.
4 attacks, hitting on 3s. 3 hits. Wounding also on 3s. That is strength 10. 2 wounds. I actually don't get a number save against this.
Awesome.
Because the Castellans are the only unit in Admech.
Are those D3 damage?
They are just 3, so that is 1 Castellan robot entirely dead.
Oh boy.
They're the only unit in my army who does not just have an outright invulnerable save. They only have an invulnerable save against shooting. So it's on a 6, does not explode. Actually, kind of wanted that one. Then you get 3-inch consolidate, which puts you. Does it put you in together, Castellan?
Yeah, that's close enough.
Is it? Is it though? It's probably close enough, I'm sure. But it might not be.
I mean, I just got to get within 4 inches.
It's not that fantastic. Yeah, you're definitely close enough.
Oh yeah.
Very well. Okie dokie. So that is my turn. Yeah, you're rolling 1 in the fight dice.
This is going to be an interesting
Take this camera.
final turn
This is going to be a really interesting finale here.
because you might win on objectives.
Very possible. He's going to move into the crater. He is going to move. He's just going to advance. There's no downside to that. He will advance 4 more inches, so it's 10 inches. Which means he can move here and then up to just 3 inches away from him. Up on a hill. Take your HPs with you.
So what do you guys think about the game so far? Pretty damn close, right?
Oh, the Castellan didn't punch you back. Oh, let me slap you the Castellan real quick. The Castellan has 3 attacks in on force. I did forget about my robot. Robot is kind of punchy. Not super punchy, but sort of punchy.
He gets 2.
Also wounds you on force, but he is strength 7 because mechanical, no wounds.
Nothing.
He's actually fairly punchy, he's kind of lucky. He should have landed one of those.
A pirate victory? What does that mean in Warhammer terms?
That's only a, it's just barely a victory.
Okay. I would be proud of that because the dice have literally carried me.
You've been more carried by dice than any I've ever seen in my
My
life.
boys have done nothing. Honestly, I'm being carried by the Death Dread who shouldn't be doing anything. Which, by the way, I forgot to shoot the Death Dread's Scorches, didn't I?
Maybe. You, oh, maybe you did. I'm not sure.
It's too late now, but I forgot.
So,
See ya, Petey.
we're coming around the crater. I can't get to where I'm not in the crater, so I guess I'll just take the -2 on my charge, but I'm not up in the business anyway. I'm gonna be obnoxious. I'm gonna be real obnoxious. I'll stand here being a fucking obnoxious clown.
I mean, our points are close, so his victory is just literally barely if he wins, because the dice will determine the outcome of this.
Alright, I can't reach anybody with the Frost Phoenix because he can't fall back because he can't move. So I'm gonna shoot the Volkite Blaster. I literally can't shoot the Volkite Blaster. This is that, oh, I guess it shoots the Plasma Bomb. This is that gay shit where there's no valid targets, so I actually just can't shoot. So I guess I'm gonna shoot the Volkite Blaster at the, not the Plasma Bomb, but the Burn Bomb. Because I literally have, I honestly forgot that was a target. Like, I disregarded this so hard, I literally forgot it exists.
Well, the Weird Boy is a target.
Can't see him.
True.
So that was my priority move. So I can't reach him with the Boss Phoenix because I honestly forgot he was there. I both moved and he's flying, so I'm forced to hit. There's 2.
That's 1.
What's his toughness?
7.
Didn't want to do. 2 Foss Phoenixes, can't shoot at anything, there's no valid targets. Last pistol can't reach anything. Charge the Dread. Oh, death.
I've actually gotten you to the point where your guns are useless.
Yeah, because the new character rules are just bullshit. Like, oh my god, they're bad. They're so bad. Holy crap, the new character rules are bad. You should never have a situation where you're literally just not allowed to shoot because of the character rules. It needs to go back to valid target. Alrighty, so
I guess let's see if you kill the Death.
I'll punch you with some horsemans.
I mean, he's got what, 5?
It's got
6.
6 because he got a pepper one.
He could be killed. This is doable, but you have no CP for the crits.
I don't, so I actually need 6s for the crits. Where I got 1 and missed nearly every other swing. Oh no, I actually hit half of them, so we end up with 5 wounds. Wounding on 3s because I'm strength 9.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. What's their AP? Just 1. Just 1. So you have 2 4+s. 2 damage.
Alright, 4 health. That's doable.
And I'm gonna slam with a stupid ass robot.
The robot might kill him. The
Robot
dice could be in
literally
your
can't
favor.
kill him. He has 3/1 damage attacks. It's physically impossible to kill him. You hit one of them, and it's did not work.
Oh.
No, it did win because I'm plus on strength. It does actually win. So you have your 3+ armor save, which you does.
You kicked my metal plating.
So
Is that the end of your turn?
your Death Trick gets to attack, and it's my turn.
Ooh.
Yeah, go through. It's still 5 guys.
Alright, so if I get a free attack because fight,
You get 4. You get your regular first rank, yeah.
yeah, so let me hand you this real quick. We're going to take the 4 not cancer dice. Alright.
Who's swinging it? You can split your swings up. You know, the weapons thing applies to guns. In melee, you can split your swings however you want. And your hits are 3 damage, so landing 2 hits on any one of these 3 will kill them immediately.
I'm going to swing twice at the Castellan and twice at the Dragoons.
Okay, so roll them separately. So
1,
2 at the Castellan,
2.
hits,
1.
hits, and
2.
never punished for splitting. Absolutely everything hits.
Okay, so Castellan first.
Yep, wounds on 3s. 1 wound, so it can't die. Actually, doesn't get a save, so it just doesn't die. It's a 3 health. And second one, just absolutely never punished. 6+, makes 1 save, fails 1. Okay, there is some justice in this world. Sometimes punished. For the greed.
Yeah, but I mean, I would have had to potentially risk all the attacks.
Yeah. And that brings us to turn 5, where my canticle is literally random. It's whatever 4 is, because I have picked every canticle that matters, and I'm considered to be in cover again.
Okay, so
This is the final turn. I have Slay the Warlord. You have Linebreaker.
what does that mean?
I've killed your Warlord and you're in my deployment zone. So we're even there. I don't fucking remember who got first.
I did.
What did you kill first?
Killed one of your.
Has to be a whole unit. Pretty sure.
Then I killed all of them before you killed my knobs. Because I still have.
Right, because your knobs are still hanging out forever. So you got first blood. So in the event of a tie, there's no conceivable way there's a tie because we're fighting over 3 objectives and the 4th was way back here in Africa. So it's going to come down to who controls 2 of these objectives
at the end
of this turn. Whoever controls 2 of the 3 objectives, one in the building, one behind the building with the weird boy, which the flyer cannot control. One in the crater.
Yeah, you win.
One on the hill. I think that
unless I kill him.
But you have to kill him, well, without the weird boy, because the weird boy has to fall back to 3. Because you have to, 3 is outside. Like he's
I can still kill him.
You can kill him with the burner bomber. But yeah, you have to kill him with the burner bomber, because you can't move him far enough to get it so he's the closest model even with a 6-inch advance. Because you have to get all the way up there.
Yeah.
So if the burner bomber's attacks can kill the Dominus,
we get a tie.
So you have the burner bomber goes, well, can it? Where's it? It ends up like fucking.
It's gonna end up literally like right beside that.
It's just part of the party now.
Yeah.
Hey guys, just hanging out here. Let's put it here.
Yeah, just
so
who cares
shoot the burner bomber. Well, but then he's not the closest enemy model, so there's still no way you can win because you have to fly like all the way to here because you're like on the crater realistically, which means the Sidonians are closest.
Well, let's see what 20 inches is.
20 inches from like.
Because he was about right there.
Oh, no, you can go to here. You're right. He doesn't go that far. So you have to kill him.
We can do that.
You have to kill the Dominus in cover with a full burner bomber salvo.
Do I have enough shots to kill him? With the custom mega shooter thingy?
You have to get all the way to here before he's the closest model. If you're still a character, because these guys count.
True.
You're in that thing I just talked about. None of these are valid targets. None of this can be shot at because they're in melee. These 2 are characters. He's just literally not allowed to shoot his gun. It's against the International Intergalactic Geneva Convention. It's illegal. It's the
I have a
literally
decent chance of killing
the
him.
dumbest shit that happens. Can you smite him from there?
Yep.
You can't smite him from there. Okay.
So obviously he's gonna come down to here. He's gonna go to right there. He's on the edge of 3 inches, which puts him within 18 inches.
So he smites.
First, I'm going to do movement over here. He's just going to...
Move up the movement, I guess.
Yeah, just move...
Advance, but whatever, only close enough.
Well, not advance, because he doesn't have to.
Okay, this is largely irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. The outcome of whatever happens here no longer matters.
Alright, he heals for 3.
Okay, so he's at 7, but again, this is completely irrelevant.
Yes.
What matters is there's no way... Well, not necessarily. I mean, maybe something fucking crazy happens, who knows. He's at 7. So, then the shooting phase, you don't have any shooting. Oh, well, psychic phase,
Yeah,
so smite me.
So...
Smite me, Eddie. 2d6.
This could potentially change the game.
If you roll a 10 plus and then a 5, if you roll a 10 plus and then a 5, like, this is literally just and he gets to go bonus.
Fuck yeah!
Grand Hero obviously fails because I don't have dice like that. So
Woo. And now
this is literally
I
the dumbest
can
thing I've
shoot
ever seen in my
him.
life. No, you can't shoot him. This is so unbelievably retarded.
5, 6 first rocket, 6 rockets. What do I need to hit him?
5. Normal DS.
Okay. 1,
3.
2,
You
3.
have half of your hits hitting 5s.
Strength 5.
Wounds on 3s. 1 wound.
1 damage.
This guy's armor savage shit. Oh, it's actually 3 plus. He's got a 4 plus, so he's got 4 plus because 51. Fails obviously. Shocker takes 1 damage. What a fucking surprise.
Oh boy. Alright, so this is the 4+.
Okay.
All 6. 1,
It's 2.
2.
There's some justice in this world. One's on 3s.
Both wound, AP none.
3+. Fails both. What a
He has
fucking
1
surprise.
health.
3 super shooters.
Whew.
What a fucking surprise. 5+ hits one. Wounds on 3. Obviously gets it. Literally
AP
just
1.
needs a 4. What a fucking surprise.
Yes.
You win. Shocker. You played so well. Wow.
Oh.
Much impressed. So RNG.
Whew.
Alright, well, after hitting every single roll you made the whole game, making every inconceivable wound roll, me failing every save for 3 consecutive turns, looks like you won, Derp.
Whew.
You did it.
Fucking barely.
Yep, because all I had to do was fall back with Sidonian Dragoons onto Objective 1 and I still won. Because they have a tangent movement. So, you literally had to, by an actual miracle, roll 10 for a smite, roll a 5 for the damage, and do 4 damage to by the 3+ armor save with the Burn Bomb that only hits on 5s. What?
Oh my god.
What outplay.
Whew.
They're literally miraculous. Holy shit, I hate dice. I literally don't know why I got into the dice again. I actually just never want to play Warhammer again.
Oh,
Alright, well,
sad.
it is 5,
Yeah.
so I want to go to bed.
Holy fuck.
I don't think this hand cam's going to work with this, because it's so unstable and fucking shaky.
Yeah, this
But
is
I
super
don't
shaky.
think this is viable at all. I think it was better how it was before. There's Elite Stationary, because this is basically impossible to point at things that matter until I get a regular camera.
Ooh.
So, I'm going to go to bed, and I'm probably still on those. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm so done. This is fucking stupid.